those of you at home, you hear that and go, oh, how dare you bias caster against your own region? How could you do this? We love an underdog in the UK. And Enterprise, by all marks, probably are considered underdogs right now. Yes.
That's not that you want to see Falcons lose.
I want to see Enterprise already flexed a little bit.
I'm not
quite a significant bias towards maps.
I'm not buying
into it.
Mr. Positivity strikes again.
Part of me does for a few reasons. One, because Enterprise have played very well. I'm really enjoying what they're bringing to the table. I want to see them do well here and make it to our live stage at the very least.
It's just a great story.
In quarters, knock them out. Don't care then.
It's just a great
I'd love
story.
to see him make it there. On the other side, I'm due a leaky fat crash out. I want to see what he's got to say. After that 7-1 yesterday, there was a very, very stern team talk outside to get things corrected. And sure enough, they came back, they won the second, things were looking much better. Now, I said to you earlier on, most teams have a bad day at a tournament. And it felt like yesterday especially probably was that day that Falcons would look at and say, we shouldn't be losing 7-1 like that. That is not us. That is not a team that has finished second in 4 separate competitions. They need to shape up, and you've got to show what you can do now. However, let's see what Enterprise can do to disrupt that dream that Falcons have of finally lifting a trophy. We're starting things off down in the basement, Tim.
Yeah, interesting choice. We'd normally see top floor to kick things off, but this site is often just as good. We will keep a close eye on the roam game. That's going to be the important thing when you're down in basement. How far can you stretch those attackers? I'd love to see a top floor presence right the way through the map. Give Falcons a lot to think about. However, that's going to be a very difficult thing to maintain. So it's definitely something to watch for, because straight away I'm looking at Joom. He's on Solid Snake. Joom on Solid Snake is a terrifying prospect. If he's going to be moving through, looking to clear at speed, you better be ready for those engagements, and you better have warmed up this morning.
It's again this combination that we've seen a lot of teams running, where you have the Dockerby on side, you have the Solid Snake, you have the Blitz. Because the Blitz is there to capitalize on the information given by Snake and by the DKB, admittedly more by the DKB.
Actually, I know how this goes, bro. I kind of want to watch the cafe to know.
Making use of Snake entirely by himself and being able to sniff out 2 or 3 parts of the map all at once. There's some really good spots on certain maps where you can get a scan across the majority of the floor that you're on. And of course, if you see 2 or 3 players and can call out where they are, that's dream stuff. Information that a team can use to then formulate a plan off of and act.
Falcons were aware of Jigsaw's presence inside of storage there. We saw the Soliton radar being used by Joom, and he just got that little red alert to say somebody's in this area, so he will have known that it was storage. Now going up to the top floor, he's going to use it again. This time he's going to use that advanced scan, but how about this? Bappen, elsewhere in the map, picks up Leakafak, and that's your hard breach. That's the Hibana gone. They have now got no hard breaching options remaining.
Joom has to win this. The fact they've had a Snake go in and know that there's a player here, the fact they've had a Dockerby call come out as well, they really had to get something off those 2 engagements. But I'll also give it to Bappen, Tim. You got a Dockerby call on, you know there's a player coming after you, should be turning tail and running. But he turned around for the fight. A third one comes on through. Enterprise, quite frankly, are battering Falcons in round 1.
Well, Des, you asked whether Enterprise have maybe come to Nighthaven Labs with a plan.
Here it begins. Even Cairo's getting involved now. I love it.
I would suggest that maybe there was a plan in place. Breeder, he's just going to be having a look. He'll take out his default cam. Will he take out the man? Just a little step back.
What? What happened to Falcons, bro?
He's going to be getting chased around sight. Damage will be done. Smashes the mirror, but surely a matter of time. Sprays through the soft wall. Can't find his man. And it felt a little bit like Falcons.
I think it might be time for Breeder to go, man. Like,
half a second behind. And couldn't manage to punish Enterprise. Sees his man, but can't find the kill. Jigsaw picks him up, and that was, I would call it, a convincing first round from Enterprise.
Convincing? It was a slaughter, Tim. I think, as I've just said, it was a team ace in chat. I was going to say, I'm pretty sure every player's got involved at some point in that round. And sure enough, every player on the side of Enterprise won their one. That is excellent. And a very good start, a good confidence builder for them. Falcons, I'll look at that and scratch my head, because I was speaking about the Snake and the Dockerby and the Blitz combo. Excellent for clearing your way through the map, isolating players, forming a 2 or a 3v1 and punishing roamers. And even when they try and make plays off that information, they're still losing. You bring things to try and deal with roamers, you still lose to roamers. That isn't a good sign.
Well, they couldn't get in the map. That's the big thing. You know, all those things, all those tools are useful largely once you get inside the map and you can take those fights. We saw the entry kill was, you know, a jump out. It was punishing them outside of the map. And I love that from Enterprise. What a level of confidence to come in with, to say, we're not going to respect you. We're not going to be concerned that June was just in the SI Grand Final. We're not bothered that you're Falcons. We're taking the fight to you. And that's exactly what they've done. And it just really sends a message, not just to Falcons,
Yo,
but to
Falcons
the
might
Enterprise
get-
players as well.
Yo,
We're in
he's
this
starting
one. We're here to play.
get
We're here
ass,
to
bro.
win.
What
They're
the
going to
happened,
go
bro?
up to top floor for round 2. Nothing
It's looking
too
bad, bro.
wild
Like, they're gonna
on
be like,
setup.
you guys were
Brendo is on this
carried by
army. He'll
Shackle,
play in
bro. Like,
warehouse.
like,
My
listen.
immediate question is, how do Falcons deal with it? Doom is on the Capitao, and Usus is on the Rotero drones. So the Flores. Those are the two I'm looking at to get that catwalk clear.
And as we've seen many a team do at this tournament, Enterprise still doubling down on the trap-based lineup they've got here. We spoke a lot about Thorn yesterday, even saw a ban come on through, and I don't think it will be the last one that we see throughout the tournament, Tim, with the Ella and...
I'm not lying.
Little bit of
Falcons
nuisance to deal with for a lot of
telling
teams. And of course,
Shackle,
you've got the
right?
full
That was
potential
not the
Jigsaw
play.
to
Honestly, I
figure
think it was
out. So really
time
it's kind of
for
attention now towards Falcons.
Use
Falcons
this and
have
Brito
played
to
the
go
game
and get
for
two
the
new
vast
players, bro.
majority
Like,
of
that
the
ass,
line
they
of
are not the
teams
players they
towards
needed, bro.
growing control and the
It was
hunting down
it was
opposed
time for
giving
both
you a
of them to
little bit
go,
of
like,
bother.
honestly.
It's just Leakafat now really running around the Deimos, and his main part in this round will be to get underneath, tear up those floorboards, and make the defenders sweat a little bit.
Yeah, he's got himself.
They're way too inconsistent, especially once they call Brady, man.
So actually, just like kind of switching himself up here to try and support that catwalk push. I think Doom is over there as well. I said, as expected on the Capitao, he would be looking to clear out Brendo. Damage has been done, and Brendo has dipped away from warehouse catwalk. So it is now there for the taking for Falcons. Halfway through the round, will they go in and get it? That's the question.
Shots,
Jigsaw manages to
Jume.
pick up Solotov. That's the Nomad off the board. June does manage to get the Azami. So catwalk is now safe for Falcons to take. They haven't actually gone up and got possession of it yet, but it is clear.
Oh, sees the man's feet as well. Tuhan taking a couple of shots to the leg. Walks away. I won't say unscathed, but at least for now with his life. Go for it, Tim.
Absolutely nothing over on the connector side from Falcons here. They've got one on IT wall, and then they've got Leakafak and Doom down in warehouse. There's no real pressure being applied from that other side. And what's going to happen? Bappen at the minute is watching that, but as soon as they realise that they're not suffering any pressure from there, he's going to be able to turn his attention because Usus is on IT wall as well with Brede. So maybe a little bit one-dimensional here from Falcons. They could just do with that little bit of extra distraction coming in from connector and electrical or aqua just somewhere else.
Dare I say they're looking
What's
a bit
the rate settings where, like,
sure
where you can
themselves.
start off
Very not Falcons-like at all.
batting 2 and then later
Away from
on
the
you
barbed
can
wire
ban
that
1.
we've seen scattered around, of course, with those Roteros, and at least it's a kill coming through here, but it is a trade. Cairo up nice and close with a shotgun, bapping into another, and like that, Falcons are just going to peter out here. Really struggling to find and put much together. Leakafat gets at least one, but he's got to find 2 more here. Make it a 4K to get this round over the line for his team with only 15 seconds to go. It feels like a bit of a foregone conclusion, Tim.
Yeah, Cairo's the win condition here. He's got himself an electrical, and he's going to be one that can hold the angle for the cross of Leakafak. As soon as he goes across this door or tries to move in, Cairo goes on the swing, and they both peak at the same time. As it is, Leakafak's just going to have to play with that sound a little bit. No choice. He knows he can't do anything. Bappen steps around the last 2 there. Cairo and Bappen play that brilliantly. And look, another great defence from Enterprise, but mistakes, I think, from Falcons there. I look at it, and like I said at the end there, the presence was warehouse, catwalk, and IT, which, give or take, might as well be the same place. You're attacking from the same kind of 10 feet, essentially. Yes, you can put a bit of pressure on triple wall. Yes, you can use IT door a little bit, but it's give or take the same location. And with nothing in Aqua, with nothing in connector, nothing in electrical, Enterprise were able to just hold the space. They were just able, we saw Jigsaw get a kill from behind bomb chassis. Yes, Leakafak traded him, but it doesn't matter. The damage is done, and why can he stay there? Because there's no pressure on Aqua. You know, why can the player stay behind Pillar? Bappen was there the whole round, because there's no pressure into connector. They opened the wall, they forgot about it, that was done. And Falcons, they should know better than that. They need to be getting themselves spread out and causing more problems for Enterprise.
Oh boy, now what? So you guys wouldn't have seen it, but at the end of that round, there was a little bit of an exchange in chat. Leakafat being like, yo, what's going on with the mag dump, basically? And they came back saying, oh, it was all bait. And then Leakafac's like, right, now I understand why you guys win the first round on every single game that you play, to which the boys quite enjoyed that acknowledgement. But as we've all heard and seen, like, in a way, I almost like, I respect it. Lean into what gives you energy, what gives you confidence as a team, and clearly Enterprise are a team running very high on confidence in this round. Falcons dipping back to that comp that we saw back in the first round. Hopefully Solotov isn't the first one to fall here, otherwise that same core 3 of Leakafat being on the Snake, we've got the KB, and of course the Blitz coming on side. This is their ability to punish players that are around the map, but for the most part, Enterprise here have got a site set up. Now, to say that, Tim, they're going in for the rush. One coming straight in there, and here we go. Bappen gets one back onto Solotov as the Nomad falls. Cairo into a second. So, yes, they've got sight, Tim, but at what cost?
Breeder is now all alone. He's going to go for the plant. He's got a little bit of cover from Doom on window. I'm not sure that they can stop him. Bappen can't find the man from above, and that will be a plant, but it is still a risk for Falcons. 4 versus 3. They don't have the manpower, but they do have the post plant. Manages to find Jigsaw. 3 versus 3. I'm sure he would have enjoyed that.
Shots, Leaky. I mean, Leaky's so cool, bro. Like,
you mucked him around for 2 rounds, and now here he is, just to remind you of who one of Europe's best IGLs and gunners are. A 2v3
one of Europe's best. It's he's the best IGL, bro. What are you talking about, bro? He's the best IGL in Europe.
Only about 5
in
seconds
Europe,
left to make this happen.
not
And
in the world.
Leakyfac straight in the old chat. Yo, here's a reminder of who I am. An ace in round 3.
There is no better response that could
He
have
is
come
Europe's
out from
best
Falcons.
IGL.
He's in chat. You guys are just terrible.
There is absolutely no better response that could have come out of Falcons. You know, we see it back and forth, and it's all just mind games. You know, at the end of the day, these guys don't really care. But ultimately, what a response to shut somebody down. If they've been mouthing off in chat a little bit, you come back with an ace in the next round. And look, Falcons, they weren't lucky there, but they played the round well, considering that they lost 2 players on the rush. Considering they found themselves in a 3v4, I think the call for Breeder to still plant there was actually really smart and really brave of them. They obviously recognised that they still had the space and time to do that, and it worked out really well for them. And part of their thinking there is, because they're in kitchen, it's such a difficult position to get a vertical on, and we saw Bappen above on the score pass. He was like trying all different angles to try and get it. There is very few vertical angles down into that kitchen window. Really, really tough to find any kind of line onto, and that was a really smart sort of split-second decision from Falcons to say, look, they can't attack us from above. Doom can hold the angle from the window. Just still go for the plant. Really, really good stuff.
I'm here for the all chat, Tim. You can talk about the game.
I know you are.
I'll give us analysis on what's going on in chat. You can focus on the cast. You know what? This gets really real when Breeder gets in the chat. He's the last person on this planet that would ever get involved.
I don't think I've ever seen Breeder in the all chat before.
I've never seen him in there. But this, if any game is going to do it, Tim, I feel like it's going to be this one. First quarter's down, though. We've had a couple more bans come on through. The blitz being taken away. Of course, didn't really see it to amazing effect, except for in round 3. And I think it's more an acknowledgement on Enterprise's side there. Oh, no. Oh, no! Oh, God. Oh, God. Yeah, it's coming. Okay, nice.
This is already shaping up to be possibly the best game of the day! Jigsaw with a second onto Solotov! What a response to Leakyfac's ace! Jigsaw comes out and says, you know what? Anything you can do, I'll give it a good go as well.
This is what I live for, Tim. This is my kind of siege. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Fair to say, they may struggle to recover in this round, Tim. There's quite a bit of work to do. There's 3 C4s. There's a pulse on the other side. All the information that Enterprise will need to sniff out these final 3 players and bring them down. It's in their hands.
What the
They've
hell, bro?
that ability for a lot of vertical destruction upstairs in IT2. So it's going to be a bit of a rough ask, a tall order for the other side, unless Breeder can get in and make use of those exothermics inside of IT, but that isn't really the done thing, admittedly.
Given that they're in storage here, we do still have a top floor presence. Having a look, it is Brendo who is up there, but Cairo is the big win condition for them here. The pulse is down in basement. They're going hunting for him, and yes, they might get him, but the damage is done. He finds a kill onto Doom, 2 versus 4, and despite taking the pulse out of basement, it was the right play for Falcons. You can't leave him down there to deny with that C4 and pulse scanner, but the loss of Doom as well, leaving them now 2v4. I'm not sure Falcons can bring this round back from here.
Come on, Efac. Feed me. Come on. I'm sure there'll be a lot of that throughout this game as we continue. But obviously we're at a point now where this round does feel very, very difficult to win. Usually some Breeder, got to try and find something they can do. But as you've seen, they've been coming up against the Mozzie Pest to slow them down. There's a C4, if not 2, waiting for them. There's just an awful lot that they need to get done here. Step inside, they might. Breeder's at the ready, and I've got the Thatcher at least ready here to try and deny it away. But there's Jigsaw, good for a third. Users gets his second trade of the round. But this one, Tim, let's be real, was lost in those first 30 seconds.
Yeah, it really was. What a play from Jigsaw at the beginning of the round. Absolutely brilliant stuff. Enterprise just playing on a whole other level of confidence. Absolutely brilliant stuff. 3-1 on Nighthaven Labs. Let's not forget those stats that you threw at us before we came in, Des. Falcons, number 1 map is Nighthaven Labs. 5-1 record on it recently. And at the minute, I've got to say it, Enterprise are making them look like rank amateurs.
They did the same to NIP on Bank. NIP, it's very weird, actually. Both teams in Falcons and NIP had a 5-1 record on the maps that Enterprise took them to. They absolutely slammed them on Bank, made them look silly, like they had no idea that even what the map was, that they'd even played it before. It just simply wasn't a thing, and it's feeling a little bit similar here. On the one attack that Falcons almost managed to pull together upstairs, of course, when Leaky Fat was going in for the plant in the 1 versus 2, they looked lost then. And as we often say, even if it wasn't their favourite map, Tim, every pro team has played every map. They know what a good attack looks like. But so far, Enterprise are just tripping them up every single step they take. And Falcons need to fight their way back in. If they can recover this and get a couple of rounds and get a 3-3 half, all will be forgiven. But it feels like a tall order. Honestly.
It's spelled that right. Hold on, let me see something.
Yeah, us too, Mag. Us too. The thing is, as a coach, you can't really say, yeah, that was the plan, right? Lie down and spray through garage wall and we'll get someone, right? No, but it worked wonders. At some point, Tim, you've got to let go of the wheel and just trust that the boys are going to be able to get it done. And so far, they're doing a wonderful job. Falcons then, attacking back into this top floor, are going to mix things up a little bit here. Users going across onto the Monty, which I don't hate. I feel a bit of stability is required, Tim, and Monty is certainly a stability bringer. I hope.
I've said countless times, I don't care, win or lose, who it is that comes out on top. We just want to be entertained. And Enterprise right now, they know how to entertain. Absolutely brilliant stuff. And we are going into round 5. Up onto that top floor. Problems last time for Falcons, at least to my mind, it was too one-dimensional. They got connect to wall open. They did nothing with it. They pushed round to IT. They got catwalk, granted, but did not much else. And that was the issue. They were just all stacked up on that one south side of the map. And Enterprise just had to sit and hold their patience, wait for the pushes to come. So this time from Falcons, we got to see some pressure elsewhere, Des. We got to see a little push towards Aqua. We got to see a little pressure in connector and electrical. Give them something else to think about.
Go high, yeah, shoot it off, and then go low. Watch the window, destroy the exothermic. Everything they're doing just feels like a mental chalker, Tim. If they can't get this wall opened up, this is going to be disastrous. You need IT for this attack.
And the thing is, it's usually like a place and forget. They've put it down. Yeah, that's going. Yeah, you'll use as auto canisters. It'll explode eventually. At what point of the round are they now going to come back and sort that out?
The thing is, they can bring the exothermic over, but if you place it anywhere near that mirror window, then they're just going to shoot out the mirror window and destroy it anyway. I do think they'll get it open because you can place it, of course, on other parts of the wall, but then the question comes in, do they shoot it out? Do they C4 it with the 3 C4s they've got? There are options available here, which I think is why Brede hasn't tried again up until now. Placing it off the mirror. In fact, the mirror window's already been shot out, in which case, all well and good. C4 does cut. They froze it, and a C4 comes out as well. And
bro, what are you doing?
What is going on?
What happened to Falcons?
Oh my God! Sign it, seal it, send them back to France. Wow!
Jumi's going to pick up Bap and give Falcons at least a little bit of hope. We have a coming together at Aqua. Is trying to use that shield to brute force his way in. Jum, he needs to be the saviour that they hoped he would be. Second kill from him in the round brings us back to 3v3. The battle for Aqua continues as Tuan is peeking around the corner using the shot. He's going to force Users back. And Users has taken a little bit of damage. So has Tuan. And we've got Brede down. This is not ideal for Falcons, but Users does manage to take the warden out. How about this, though? It's Kyron with a shot here again. Man. 2v1 now, and it's all up to the Monty. Brendo.
Bro, what? You guys don't use this.
Enterprise secure another round where they were consistently the better team, and they were consistently on top. That defense of IT Walders, just brilliant.
Bappins in all chat. What's the comms like? Jigsaw, Brede, bro, help the team. I tell you what, that's a heartbreaker. You vault into electric. Immediately, of course, the trap goes off. You try and get back out and still get down by it. just every single death that Falcons seem to incur, I can just see the mental stability dropping point by point by point, because they're dying to some wild stuff that wouldn't normally happen. It's just brutal, absolutely brutal. This is a game that I'll remember for a long time, even off the back of those 5 rounds alone.
I'm not sure. Well, I don't want to get carried away. It's 4-1.
Timmy, don't get carried away. It's 4-1.
It's 4-1. Falcons. Well, it's funny because I'm kind of reversing what I was. We had a little chat before we came on stream and we were talking about Falcons, and I said I was more on the side of, look, I've got a few concerns about this Falcons roster. Like, really, when we think through kickoff as well, they've probably had 3 or 4 good games together overall. I said, let's not forget, they came in here from the lower bracket. They came in here into phase 1. Like, everything has not gone swimmingly for this Falcons roster. It's fair to say that. But I'm going to be on the other side of that fence. I'm going to sit here and say, this is Falcons. This is Users, League Effect, June, Breeder, Solitov. This is some of the best players we've seen. They can absolutely turn this around. But I just think Enterprise are just playing with such confidence at the minute, and Falcons are so beaten up that this is more of a mental game than it is a siege game at the minute.
Darius, and I don't mean this in a bad way, Enterprise are playing the APAC way. A lot of teams around the world will look at this and turn their nose up at it. That's not the proper way to play siege. It's risky.
Proper way to win.
Aggressive.
Yeah, like,
shut that down if they're being really disciplined about it.
Yeah, it's GG's for Falcons, bro. Just go home, bro.
The gunshots have been on point all game long. They're doing it as a team. They're exploding around multiple maps at the same time. And it's rattling Falcons. You're seeing how bothered they look.
Dare I say that Enterprise seem to be having a lot of fun playing.
Oh, yeah.
And Falcons, they seem to be under a lot of pressure playing.
100%. A lot of teams say this. Like, if you're not having fun, you're not winning.
It's a video game.
It's one of them.
It's serious stuff.
Yeah, but you could say that about, like, I don't know, playing in the World Cup final in football. You're just kicking the ball around.
But it is about, it's not about just kicking the ball. My point there is that it's about having that fun element as well.
Yeah.
You play a sport because you enjoy it. You play the game because you enjoy it. You've got to be enjoying it. If you're under too much pressure, it can be difficult.
I don't know about you, Tim. I think I'd stop enjoying Siege. I'd probably auto F4 if I was getting spawn peeked by Jigsaw 3 times in a row. I think that would take the fun out of the game for me, at least.
It's just, like I said, that seems to be one of the big differences between the two teams at the minute. Enterprise are loving what they're doing. They're having a lot of fun. Falcons seem to be under a lot of pressure. We've got the Thatcher ready to deny any nitros that come out. Breeder is going to get this plant down, is it? Absolutely not. Tuhan manages to get the kill. Tuhan gets the kill from above.
He just sprayed through smoke, Tim, killed one and down the other.
No, it's from behind.
Oh, yo, this team is so bad. League Effect hasn't gotten a kill ever since he talked shit, bro.
Coming off for Falcons, Des, you can completely understand and forgive why they might be just rattled at the minute, and the mental is just not with them because everything they try is not working. And like I said, Enterprise are just running around like they're having.
Really, it's time to go, bro.
Like, manages to pick up
Falcons, when will you guys drop your guys' fucking play, bro?
Bappen manages to pick up a double again from Nano, and that is going to leave Users in a 1v4. Can do something about it. Manages to pick up Bappen in the late trade. 1v3 now.
Users is quite a clutch player, but do I think he can do against 3 when there's players above and when he... Oh no.
Bad name, bro. Yo, honestly, bro. Falcons, you guys need to drop Breeder and Users, bro. Like, they're not good, bro. They're not good enough.
Didn't want to use the C4, spray through smoke works great. They deal with that. Okay, cool. Now we've got a Solus upstairs and we're all well and good.
Lock in. Fresh off. Stop tapping. It's all good.
Yes, sir. Alright, guys, listen. We're going to be resetting again. Okay. Class is in session, so listen up. For their defense, they do like to run the mirror. They do like to run the tub and the Denari. Very similar to our strat, okay? They play very, very default fucking defense, okay? Let's...
I put curing hepatitis C on my to-day list.
Epclusa treats all types of chronic hepatitis C with a 98% cure rate. Epclusa is one pill, once a day, for 12 weeks. If you've had hepatitis B, it may flare up and cause serious liver problems during and after treatment. Tell your doctor if you've had hepatitis B, liver or kidney problems, HIV, and all medicines and supplements you take. Taking amiodarone with Epclusa may cause a serious slowing of your heart rate. Most common side effects include headache and tiredness. Ask your doctor about Epclusa today.
Yeah, also, the way they play in general, they will like pre-place drone around the map, try to get free space, and surprise us on our rotate, okay? So don't be young on our gaps. And secondly, the others are just baiting. That doesn't mean you can swing them, because they're boiling, but you don't be surprised, they are baiting, okay?
Yeah.
Just this. We got this, guys. Let's go, Bride. Let's go. Let's go, guys.
Not a lot of panic, I'd say, in the Falcons camp.
Not a lot of panic, but a noticeably different vibe, and it plays back into what I was saying. You know, yes, things were serious on the Enterprise side, but there was that bit of fun there, wasn't there? Right, come on, class, we're in session now, listening, guys, stop tapping. You know, and it was that, yes, there was a bit of comedy there, there was a bit of fun. A Jigsaw at the end joking about going to the bathroom, like, you know, all these things.
I don't think he was joking, Tim.
No,
I don't think
he was joking, but he
Bro's
put a bit of humour. That's not what he said. Put a bit of humour on it. But look, I think the point there is like, yes, there is. It's like I said, they are playing and having fun while doing it, and it is showing in their performance. And then you cut across to the Falcons room, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with their timeout. There isn't. You know, they are focused, they are locked in. But it was just, it's a very different atmosphere, and it feels like, you know, there's that extra bit of pressure. I'm sure they are feeling it, because they know that if this continues, they are then fighting for survival. They've got multiple best of threes to win, and they've not played particularly well in Salt Lake so far.
Terrifying prospects. A lot of people that I spoke to probably 75% of the coaches at this competition before it all kicked off and said, who are your top three to win it? Very interesting. I don't think I heard Falcons once. FaZe, Furia, G2 are the three big names that I've heard, and as we know, Furia in hot water right now, Tim, is probably the best way to summarize it. A few said Virtus Pro, one or two said DZ. So there are a few other names in the mix, but Falcons certainly went up there, and maybe we're seeing a little bit of why. And it's kind of weird because it feels hard to put your finger on exactly what it is they're doing wrong here. They're just being outplayed massively by Enterprise. They're playing with confidence, they're hitting their shots. They look like they've got everything considered that we're going to see from the other side. I almost respect Jigsaw there as well for spraying the garage, just in case they were trying to do a reverse Jigsaw on him. Sure enough, no one's caught out too early here. My only worry is that Falcons shrink into themselves and play a bit too passively here because they're worried about doing the wrong thing. You heard Leakyfax saying, don't be scared to swing them. And look at what Solotov does. He gets a little swing on him. Easy kill off the IT window.
It's exactly how Falcons need to come out here, Des. They need to come out with aggression, with confidence. And sure, we can play on the defense. Yeah, you've had a good half, so what? We're about to have one. And I like that from Falcons. Like I said, you know, yep, feels like a little bit more pressure, but also they did seem locked in. Joom is hiding himself away in meeting at the minute. They have opened connector wall. It's got to keep a barricade over it at the minute. That's an important drone, just showing that they know that Joom is there. He's going to have to dip away at some point, surely, because the pressure is mounting around him. He's going to be tracked by the Deimos as well. He's got a shield up in his face, runs away, takes a little bit of damage, but that's not the end of the world. 1 minute and 10 wasted by Falcons before we can start looking at connector.
I do like, though, from Falcons there, we've had 4 players all push aggressively up towards this northeast side of the top floor and look to contest in towards Enterprise coming on through. They have now had to fall away because they can't get IT opened up, admittedly. They know that's a safe spot they can fall back on. It's all coming from one side for Enterprise. It's being dealt with perfectly.
Yeah, much the same as I criticised Falcons for. This is too one-dimensional. No pressure on Catwalk, no pressure on Aqua, no pressure through IT. They know exactly where they need to fight here, the Falcons. So hitting a Nitro, no problem. Bride will send it in there, pinpoint every single time. Another kill into connector, you're welcome. And this is the problem. Underneath now. You've got Brendo pushing from connector. There is very little they can do to mix this up. Diffuser is down on the ground. Falcons, it's hands off your keyboard time. Just sit and wait for them to come to you.
And sure enough, Solotov has awoken Tim. Again, not forgetting, he only had a single kill in that first half. It was actually the same, I want to say, on the first day of the tournament, where we had a very quiet 0-6 half, and then a massive swing around. Okay, we've dropped the command.com. We're in real territory now, boys, but it's still only Leakyfax speaking. I need to see others getting involved here. Let's get the ante raised up a little bit. Bappen, though, had to obviously recover a little bit here and round himself back up to the stairs. He was playing downstairs, looking to do some damage from below, but couldn't quite find it. But it does mean that Falcons here are going to be confident, knowing, look, we've had a solid first defensive round here. We've shut down everything they've tried to do. We've kept IT wall closed up. No bother.
Solotov going to take a little bit of damage there. Will continue trying to peek. 1v4 comes to 1v3. He's not really going to mind that because he knows that his teammates have got him backed up. Bride, Joom are both pretty deep here. Uses is the one that's on electrical door waiting for this fight. But Falcons, they know that this round is over. They don't need to give him any more stat padding at all. And it's going to be a round going to Falcons, and look, perfect time there's no better time if you're 5-1 down to get a round than round 7. Get yourself set up into your defense. What Falcons need here, I think, is a full defensive rotation. They need 3 rounds in a row, 5-4, right, we're back. Big message to Enterprise, and then we start seeing the other side of that. You know, I've been talking about how they're playing with fun. They
This is
seem to
winnable.
be, you know, playing
5-2 split.
pretty
Yes, I
easy,
know it's
but
ass, bro.
once the pressure starts mounting on them, how do they respond? And Falcons
This
need
is so
to find
winnable.
that out by getting themselves another couple of rounds here whilst they're on the defense. This is their number 1 map. They've got to remind themselves of that. You know, remind themselves of exactly who they are and where they are. Take the next couple of rounds, get it back to 5-4, and then see if Enterprise can do it when the temperature's rising in the kitchen a little bit.
I'm sure we'll find out just how much it can rise here. You know, often I say when we get to a scoreline like a 6-2, a 6-3, the team that's on 6 only has to be right once. You've got to be right every single time. My big worry is that if Enterprise get a sniff of a single round here, they'll come out and do something absolutely wacky in the potentially final rounds. They'll go for a rush. They'll just find ways to cheese you off in the same way
They
they
got
did
the
back in
Mura
the
on the
first
board.
half. And so I feel, like you said, it's really important Falcons build up their round count a little bit here. Get to 5-4, then you can maybe afford to drop one. But I think if you give them it around here or in the next one, you're going to be extremely concerned about which way this could turn around to go. Now, obviously, interestingly, as you saw, we've again shot that mirror window out. So rather than waiting for the Thermite to come over and try and open up that wall, already have it shot out so you can get a C4 out there, and that should, at least you'd hope, keep Enterprise at bay. Last round they didn't bring any hard breach, didn't even bother with IC in the first place.
Yeah, storage and control is the site, so garage wall about to be opened by Tuhon, and that's just going to make it more difficult for Falcons to rotate around and move, switch positions. They do have Solotov up on that warehouse catwalk with the Azami though, so there's going to be no opportunity for anybody to be wandering in. We saw Spike playing up there during phase 1 actually fantastically well against Edward Gaming, it was, if I remember rightly. Did some great work up there on the Azami, and so we're going to have this time around Solotov trying to do the same, and that's exactly what he's doing. Keeping that shield at bay for the time being. He's got Doom in support as well. Still 5v5, but well dealt with. That IT wall, Jigsaw picks him up, bapping onto users. Falcons, it's red alert time as they are in big trouble. 3 versus 5, and this would give 4 match points over to Enterprise if they cannot come back in this round.
What you've just seen there was the one thing I really wanted to see from Falcons in the first half. They forced a 2 or a 3 versus 1 onto the player on catwalk. Solotov had no ability to stay alive there. A nade or anything that comes his way is going to force him to move, and then he either runs into the IT sightline or is exposed to the player at the bottom of garage. Really good bit of play coming out from Enterprise to punish him. And now as long as they play this sensibly, Tim, they could get it over the line. But why not just go for a bit of an ego swing as well? Leakyfac's there for the trade at the very least, but it's a 4 versus 2. Leakyfac has got the vertical control that they need here to hold on. A C4 also available. Doom, of course, also able to do something here inside a warehouse.
Yeah, they're really playing for Leakyfac on this vertical denial, but the problem that they've got in doing that is the fact that there's 55 seconds left. So Enterprise can just sort of prod and poke. They can move around. They can try to find kills like this, put them in lose-lose situations.
Wow.
Tuhon with a beautiful shot onto Doom. Enterprise showing that they can do it on attack and defense. They get themselves onto 6. It's 6-2. Falcons, that was the last thing they needed. 4 match points in a row. Falcons are staring down the barrel of those best of 3 elimination matches.
Promotion matches for them. That would be even better. That would be absolutely crazy for Enterprise to make it to that main stage. And potentially that can be done tomorrow, not even taking the last day. I've spoken about this idea and this concept a few times over the years. Imagine you could remove all names in the game. You had no idea which team was playing. It was blue and orange. And you said, tell me which team just pulled off that attack. Most would look at that and say, oh, that's a Fury, that's a FaZe, that's an aggressive, well, not really a FaZe, they're a bit slower than that, but an aggressive team has pulled that off, and they've done so with brilliant amounts of team play. The drop they caught on Leakyfac, the punish onto Solotov up on Warehouse, that's a well put together team. Very few, I would imagine, would look at that and say, oh, that's an Enterprise attack. Extremely impressive and very befitting of a team that, as we've said here, is 1 round away from going into a best of 3 that can see them make the main stage on Friday and dispatching a team that has been in 4 grand finals over the last couple of years. What a story that'll prove to be. What time is it in Australia right now? Time, Australia. It's 4:20 a.m. Hey! Perfect time to check that time, wasn't it? However, very much for those back home who stayed up to watch this now, you're feeling that it is worth being sleep deprived. It is worth watching the boys hand it to the Frenchies. Let's see if we can get it over the line, Tim. Well, not all the Frenchies, to be fair. It's a good mix now, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
Back in the day, it was full French.
Once upon a day, it used to be, but you know, could be not quite further from the truth. But two French, British, you know, all sorts of
German,
all sorts of
good mix
in there now. Yes, Falcons are in serious trouble. That's the top and bottom of it. They have not looked like winning many rounds here, and they now need 4 in a row. Enterprise just seem to have the answers at every turn. You referenced their game against NIP, Des, and I would completely agree with you. The way that, you know, we said it at the time, it felt like they knew everything NIP were going to do on Bank. And again, it seems like they are so well prepared for this Falcons team here on Nighthaven Labs. And I suppose that's the downfall of playing your best map sometimes is people have seen it a lot of times as well. They know what you're going to do. We heard it in the halftime talk that it was very much from Mag. Look, we know how they defend here. We know how they defend there. This is how we're going to counter it. All very well prepared. We're going to have the shield of Cairo looking to get himself into catwalk.
Match point,
holding on
we
for
can
the
pick
time
back.
being, but it's going to be Bappen
Jume gets a pick back. Salto gets a pick back. Okay.
Bring them right back into it. 4 versus 3.
Yeah, great response, especially when you got a Dokubi call ringing out as well. To go that aggressive.
Salatam. Finally you woke up, bro.
Solo man, Tim, but who cares when he can get
Oh!
a 3K in the round. Jigsaw gets one back, but this one already feels sewn up and done.
Yeah, it certainly does.
Nah, they're gonna sell this shit because they're both pressing this dude, bro.
To come to them, but Jigsaw has had some special moments. We know this. He's on the Solid Snake. He's got the DMR. And he's got the scanner. It could be everything that he needs. He knows that the cam is being watched. That's what the yellow signal is telling him. He's not going to worry about that too much. But as it goes red, that will just give him a little bit of an idea that somebody is ahead of him. But just kind of chasing shadows at the minute because Falcons to get too aggressive on this fight. They are happy to put a bit of time to back out.
These guys are Australian, bro.
An idea as well of exactly where the Solid Snake is located here as he starts triggering that utility.
I think you and Tuhan are taking the same lessons, Tim. It's just a game. It's okay. Just fix mental. It's easy. Have some fun.
It is serious, but there has to be enjoyment. I think it's not that there has to be enjoyment, but where there is enjoyment, you see it. You can see it in the performances.
You and Tuhan need to have a good chat because you're like the angel in this case, trying to position it all positively. And he's like, bro, just fix your mental. It's only a game. And he's saying it at the worst possible time.
Very much not trying to help them do that.
He absolutely is not. Well, this round, as you can see, will not go the way of Enterprise. Falcons do get one more back. But as you said, it's 4 match point opportunities.
This is basic, honestly, it's not even
still 3 more to see them over the line. And as I've said, Tim, they've only got to be right once.
That's the big issue now. That is the big issue. Falcons needing another full defensive rotation of success to get this one even to overtime, let alone any further. So we're going to have our next bands come in. Kaid and Bandit were the original ones from Enterprise, Grim and Ace from Falcons. Will we see them take away a shield? They haven't had too many problems dealing with it, so they are going to double down on the hard breach, take away the thermite, and Enterprise, interestingly, taking away that mirror. We've seen a lot of the mirror use on IT wall, so now they're going to make sure that that's not an issue for them when breaching. Yes, they're going to have to use the Hibana or the secondary hard breach gadgets, maybe the Maverick. They've still got plenty of choices, and removing that Hibana, the mirror is going to be a big bonus for them doing so. We will see it here in this round. Last time, when Enterprise attacked onto this site, it was completely one-dimensional. Didn't get IT wall open, nothing in catwalk, nothing on Aqua. Big problem for them. They have to do that differently this time.
Enterprise knew this was coming, though. You heard Mag, when we got to our halftime point, saying they like to run a lot of Mira, Tubarao, and Denari. We haven't seen really Denari coming out, but the Mira, of course, we've seen in the vast majority of those rounds. And Tubarao is making an appearance once again here. More of a stall tactic than anything else. I mean, again, this is basically the exact lineup you saw coming out of Enterprise in the first half. Both sides familiar with it. It's very much in the meta at the moment to run 2, sometimes even 3 trap operators in a single round. And top floor is where we're going to go. Cairo going across onto the Monty as well, Tim. Always curious when I see a shield coming out, because normally suggests that a team have got a plan in mind. Either that, or they have no plan, and they're trying to fall back to the very bare minimum safety they can find. And I'm sure Enterprise do have a plan.
I'm certain of it. That's all that they've shown us so far is plan after plan after plan. Secondary hard breach gadget is going to be in place immediately on that connector wall. So that's going to be that initial access. IT, as I suggested, dealt with the Hibana. And that is going to give access as well as lines of sight, everything they need. There's not going to be much that can be done. The Tuberai will slow it down, but they're not going to be able to clear these X-Kairos pellets off, so it is just a matter of time until IT wall is open, and Leakerfact will have to drop back and play a little bit deeper.
It's a good read, I think, from Enterprise too. Knowing that mirror is now taken offline does make this a hell of a lot easier to get it opened up and start making use of it on this attack, whereas before, if you remember, they had to push entirely from the meeting side and work their way down. They're still looking to do that. Currently, we've got Cairo pushing in towards that side of the map, along with a couple of others. A lot of drones racing around in that position as well. But it's the backstab you've got to be concerned of, is what I'm looking at here. I know Jigsaw's currently the one hanging around on that side of the map. Could be a late backstab from him into IT.
For the time being, Cairo is going to hop his way on into Connector, so that is shield in place. Going to just eat up a bit of damage from an explosive heading in his direction there, but it's not going to manage to get the kill. So Enterprise at least managing to take one step forward. IT is now breached again, so Leakerfact has been forced away. He's back onto Catwalk, but again, I'm a little bit concerned for Enterprise here. They're not really taking much ground.
This is what I was waiting to see. When the first comes out, what do they do? Where do they move? This is something Falcons also do very well on their attacks. They make the call, and the team then start taking map control. Cairo, as you can see, has lost about half his HP, so he's not as stable as he would otherwise be. Tuhan is looking to back him up here as Army closing off the walls at the same time over there, and we've got 3 players focused on IT overall. So this is the split that we've got. We've got to find kills from it though. Solotov gets one, immediate trade. June onto Tuhan, looking good for Falcons.
Cairo just getting into a bit of a situation here with Users, who comes out on top, and that is a bit of a... You can't allow your Monty to be playing like that. He needed some support. Wasn't there for him. June manages to get
kill you.
Brendo
It goes
1v3, very unlikely to turn this around as.
It was a really good play from Falcons, to be fair. Tuhan goes down. He's the player that's supporting the Monty. He's holding inside a meeting the whole time. This long angle through.
This game, bro, what do people use it? Isn't it like just a green,
as soon as they win that gunfight, the power call is there from Falcons. Get that Monty dead. So yes, it looked aggressive. It looked risky. It looked like he was in no man's land on the shield.
Oi, mate.
But it was very well played by
Let me go into garden, yo.
First quarter, they've got to claw back 2 more rounds to send this to OT, and we'll have attack timeout from Enterprise here.
Yeah, Mag deciding now's the time to interject and try and get this one over the line. Jigsaw and Bappen, 21 kills between the two of them at this point, by the way. Going absolutely fantastically. But yeah, I think this is going to be Mag here. We've already heard his sort of style of timeouts. We speak about that from coaches a lot. I think this is going to be very much, here's a blueprint to go and get this one. Here's where we think they're going to go for the next 2 rounds, and here is how I think you're going to win those 2 rounds on the attack, how you're going to get it done. And he's really going to try and set his team up now, very specifically, with instructions, I would imagine.
You know what I'm just really, really sad about? This isn't a best of 3. I feel like I've been given like...
Best of 5, best of 6, give me more of it.
I've gone to a restaurant, I've ordered a starter, and then they've told me the kitchen's closed, and I need to go home. I want 3 maps of it, Tim. Give me 5. Give me the grand final.
Let me play all night. Where's the dessert? Yeah, as you said, beautiful play there. It was a great call, you know, from most likely Leakerfact or Users himself, you know, just sort of sensing that situation and knowing the opportunity was there to deal with that Monty and just aggressing at exactly the right time. Enterprise folding under the pressure in that round and finding themselves now 6-4. So that is 2 match point opportunities which have drifted away from their grasp. They have 2 more remaining. This time it's going to be storage and control is the site that we go into. If we have a look previously, this is the site that Enterprise won last time on attack.
Always that challenge of playing through the rotations, but Tim, I imagine that ability to win the next 2. Now, what will Enterprise bring along here? We had the Blackbeard swapped away to a Monty once again, so sticking to what we saw from them last round, I'm just hoping to correct it. Of course, we don't know what was said during that attack timeout, but I can only imagine it's just to get this 1 round over the line. Leakerfact here on the pulse shotgun at play the verticals, an alternative to the Solus, of course, that we saw back in the first half.
Bro, I think I just fucking blow my nose, man.
They'll be able to do just as much below or above as you see with the Solus. Of course, assuming he identifies exactly who it is that's carrying the diffuser as it is going down.
Same pattern, going to be going on the RT wall from the Hibana. It's going to give them access in towards that position of Solotov on Catwalk, which is something that we saw them deal fantastically well with last time around. And they'll have used the hard breach gadgets down on that garage wall, so they will have much the same, yep, there we go, much the same attacking setup as they did last time. So big question for me here. It's not a complete pivot point for the round, I think, but how well can Solotov hold on? Where is the sport? Where are they doing things differently? How are they going to keep him in that position?
Well, here to begin with, they're looking for this catwalk take. Of course, with the Monty already asking questions. At the front door, towards his left is Brendo outside. Got a kill onto Likafak from this position, actually. Last time he was on the Solus, sat at the bottom of those warehouse stairs and paid the price to Brendo, who was sat waiting on the window. I imagine Likafak now aware that, well, when they've got a snake on side, they're going to sniff out exactly where you are, and they punish them for it. Solotov, the one looking to give challenge in towards warehouse and slow them down, but it's kind of inevitable with the Monty, Tim, that he will get himself forward.
Smart play from Solotov there. One to
Nice
take
try.
to your rank games if you'd forgotten that that was a thing. Explored the fire extinguisher next to somebody, and it will stun them for a second, will act as a shield break. Likafak manages to find one onto Bappen as the Vulcan canister is detonated. I said Solotov was going to be in one of those key positions, and he's been able to play it so much better this time than the last time we saw it. Cairo, however, does eventually take him out, but
Falcons is back.
because all that attention
Nah,
towards
Enterprise, don't let it be
Solotov
you,
has put
man.
Enterprise in such terrible positions that Falcons are able to just pick them off one at a time, all within about 4 seconds. It was just a brilliant play around that central cog, that piece on Catwalk in Warehouse.
Dare I say, Tim? Likafak, you guys stressed or what?
Well, I
can
said,
only
didn't I?
imagine they are. Honestly, Tim,
When it
across
gets to this point.
across these last 2 rounds, they are looking a little bit lost. Even after attack timeout, that didn't look super well put together. And it was a very simple thing. We touched on that the pulse very early on in that round. Sat downstairs, got a free kill upstairs, was then feeding information on where the other 2 or 3 players on Enterprise are pushing from. Falcons knew everything that was happening, and Enterprise didn't even realise that all that info was being fed back and forth. They've got to try something a bit different here. I don't feel these Monty plays are necessarily working out for them. And sure enough, maybe here they drop away from it entirely.
It's such a fascinating look at the development of what I was speaking about, how Enterprise were running around for fun and they were laughing, they were going in, they were in the old chat, they were winning round after round. But I said at the time, how will they do if that pressure is applied? And I spoke about Falcons, how they seem to be in a little bit more pressure within the team. They've had a couple of losses, but it is driving focus as well. And so it's just such a fascinating look at the difference between kind of the 2 vibes, the 2 strategies, the 2 approaches almost. So,
ooh, man, imagine if they shit out a win in this round now. Imagine. Do you believe?
I believe they can. I believe they can.
Do you believe they will, not can?
No, I don't think they will. I think everything's gone a little bit quiet for Enterprise here, if I'm honest. Falcons have got themselves locked in, which is what they needed. They've, that focus, that little bit of pressure that they were sort of seeming to play with is actually doing them good now.
Think back to what I said earlier, though, Tim. They've only got to be right once, and they're going for a very similar strat that we saw coming out of Falcons in the last round of their half. And on the defensive side, it's a similar story. Again, we've got a Solus upstairs. We've, of course, got the Warden, but the Thatcher on the other side could be pivotal.
There's no pressure on the Warden at the minute. That's the problem. Likafak is still playing with a little bit of freedom. Could do with a challenge at the same time. Jigsaw's on the window, but he doesn't have the angle to be able to prevent Likafak from playing those verticals down onto this spot. Smoke canister is going to go in. Candelas are there to force him away, but it's the Warden. It's not really going to do much good. And no shield follows in the smoke.
Yo, what's good, bro?
They've all backed out. That was not the time,
good,
Des.
They only used one smoke.
Bro,
They still got
why
5
you
available. It was very much bait to see if they could make someone move or something.
3 hours ago, bro.
You've got to be really careful.
No, I'll eat. I went to go eat and played for 3 hours.
Did you even go to sleep?
I did.
And of course,
what the
all the
fuck,
utilities
bro?
still to play with,
Nah, bro, I'm
including
watching
all
this shit,
the
bro.
It's still doable.
It is
They're getting
doable,
fucked,
but I
man.
just feel Likafak is
They better bring
the
it back,
pivotal
though.
player at the minute. He's the one that they need to try and do.
Oh, you saw
Watch
Shopify
They're
got
gonna try
stomped
and
into
get
the
this
ground
touchdown.
yesterday.
Takes a
It was
little
bad,
bit of
bro.
damage, but no more.
Yeah.
Nah, I
As he does,
didn't.
Likafak
It was bad.
They had to deal with this position, and they haven't been able to. We'll come back to that in a second. Glasses go off. Likafak continues to defend. I think now they're recognizing that they
Salt
need to
Lake,
get a
bro.
little
Watching
bit
the
more
Salt Lake
aggressive
with
onto
them,
him,
bro.
but the
Bro,
problem
honestly,
is
it's
they've lost the
really
shield,
good
they've
right
lost
now.
the plan,
There's
they've
been
lost
so many
the
good games.
plan, and that is a
Who's
big problem.
what is it?
Salt Lake City? What? Oh, Rumble City. Yeah, wait, what?
Who's playing?
Right now, it's Falcons versus Enterprise. Later, it's gonna
and stop him getting away
What's
with
it called? Oh, you know the Chinese team, Dick Falcons. Like they dicked him yesterday, bro.
It could be too little, too late.
I had a dream where League of Legends was playing again with Shaiko. I don't know.
You missed that duel already? Nah. Okay. Bro, honestly, they need to drop uses in Brede, bro. I don't know, maybe not uses, but Brede has to go, bro. Like, he's too old, bro. He's like the unction now, bro. Like,
bro, what is this Bangaboo shit, bro? Like,
it's good. I thought it was good. The events were easy to get, and then the gems are free.
Gonna step into his grave and try the same once again, but Insanity is seeing the
KG
same thing
fates
twice.
it.
They get the shutdown they need. Tuhan will not be able to save it. We're going to overtime, Tim.
Big round from Falcons there, all on the back.
Bro, overtime already? By the way, Enterprise? Oh my god. They were up 1-5. Another overtime? Yeah, this team, bro.
But you feel if they could have got that Thatcher EMP onto the Warden.
Yesterday, because I was on stream with Jose, right? We were watching the thing.
yeah.
Bro,
I watched it for a little bit.
Yeah, did you see he was just putting bets?
Because
you know how you can bet on the siege thing?
There's just so many facets. And I think
Yeah, he was just putting bets on it.
there is how good a defense it was.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie.
Prepared for it.
Wait, what happened? Go on.
How do you hit the fucking? How do you parry?
So you see your skill, you time it at the same time, they're about to hit you.
Oh.
But yeah, Chris, what's it called? He was putting his bets, bro. He would have hit all of his bets, right? Except he didn't listen to me in one of them. He went under on Cybers from FaZe, who is the guy that broke the kill record, by the way.
That is a big deal for them.
And then he's like, under. I think under. He'll go under 6 or like 7 kills or some shit like that, right? And then he got 12. The guy got 12 kills. I'm like, bro, why did you go under on him, bro? Like, you should have went over, bro. Like, you dumb. You should have put Canadian under. Like, he thought Canadian, like,
This could be done 8-6. The Falcons have shown real fight and grit.
Canadian has always been under for me. Bro, if I ever bet in this shit, like, it would be Canadian under, man. Like, Canadian will not go over 6 kills, man. Like, he's not that good.
Defense suits Falcons down to the ground here. They've just got 4 rounds in a row, 5 out of 6 on the defense, and they can just continue rolling with it. They brought the
Hello, what can I not destroy this one?
That hasn't yet been seen by Enterprise. How are they going to deal with that? I'm looking at Cairo. I'm looking at the Zafia. That's going to be the one. Get those stun charges in. Try and get that shield break and deal with the clash. Usus is just roaming around site at the minute. He's over on Aqua. He's back in main site. He's going to be over towards Pillar now. There's so much movement from this clash.
I want to believe they're baited over here. They're baited in that they're trying to hit on towards this east side because they've not.
Hey, you want to go see Mama Chepa yet?
Enterprise, as far as I can recall.
She's here?
Yeah.
No.
I didn't know that till like yesterday.
I know my dad said she was going to be here soon, and I was like, oh, cool. Because I thought he was going to bring her here. But I don't even know.
Oh yeah, my dad was like, I'm gonna go see Mama Chepa. Like when I went to the shower, I'm like, what the fuck, she's here?
No, she was about to be here, but like, you know.
Bappin's walked his way into bottom warehouse here. He's looking to make the challenge onto Solotov, and Solotov will be down.
And Blood started gatekeeping, bro. I was like, the fuck?
I'm not gonna lie, bro. There's some people in our family that like, I'm gonna say who, but it's part side of my family. If you know, you know. They're annoying as shit,
to crumble up here on the top floor. Can Usus leak?
I was like, where's my guy? My angle, like, the heck? I was like, man.
For this Enterprise comp. I know they've played for a long time. For this team, they've played for a long time. You've got a 2-man advantage. I'm pretty sure the win rate of rounds like this is up towards 90.
And they had Naomi and Gilbert working.
They should not be seeing this round slip them by.
I went to go see the little pipsqueaks in the morning.
So they know that they don't need to worry about
slinging out.
They can focus on Aqua, they can focus on IT.
That shit was so funny. Because what's it called? I went to go put gas at the QT that they were selling. I see Gilbert. I was like, is that Gilbert? Bro looks so out of it. He was walking so fucking with his head down and shit. I was like, damn, they did my boy. Doing him dirty.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Their environment of working is so toxic, bro. That sounds like I don't do that shit with them no more, bro.
What both teams have struggled to do
I was like, damn.
And to come out in that fashion, That's going to be a confidence builder. They now get the choice of every site on the map.
And then I just stayed there with Naomi until Gilbert got back, and then Gilbert got back, and then I had to leave.
And you know there'll be fireworks if they can get it done. We're going to go upstairs, Tim. We've got all the stall coming out that you can see. The Warden, the Tubarao, the Mirror, the Denari to slow things down even further. And of course, you can't forget trusty old Fawn, who's done so much for this team throughout this game.
How do you do this? How do you do the bank boost shit? Like, I don't get what are you supposed to do in this shit?
What
Yeah, what are you supposed to do?
Do the fucking thing I tell you to. So wherever you're going, also claim the chest because you need the money.
Right, let's just keep going. These two have been absolutely.
I already finished it, man.
So I have to head to Bootopia then?
Enterprise of just, through that first stage of the game where they were just running away with the lead, but then Falcons.
And do you sell the things or do you keep them? Like, what was there? Do we equip shit or like what are we supposed to do?
Yeah, you.
Oh, we have different hammers and shit. Oh, that.
They get 2 chances, Des, to put themselves into the qualification best.
It's I think a total of 1,000 gems or some shit. That you get.
And I want to remind you, Tim, this is only game 1. We've got so much more still to come today.
Who's the other stream? I want to see this.
This is going to be.
I think the other stream already ended. Who's playing the other team?
Hasn't even drawn
Dark Zero.
That's what I was like.
I don't even know.
Bro, I was like, Gilbert like so out of it. He's like, bro, I had to wake up at 5. I was like, bro, I've been awake. I've been awake since 5. And then I had a delivery like at 6 in the morning. Fuck, bro. And then I saw your dad setting up. I was gonna help him, but I was already too late to my delivery, so I was like, haha. Yeah, honestly, it's like the easiest shit you can do.
Oh wait, the next game is Shopify versus All Gamers. All Gamers are the people that sent to fucking Falcons to. Oh no, because All Gamers didn't beat Falcons, by the way. All Gamers beat Furia. Furia has to play their elimination game, you know that, right? Furia is playing their elimination game, so if they lose, they're out of the tournament. You know, the Furia?
Is it connector? Is it Aqua?
What the fuck? My shit stopped. The hell?
You got shot through the floor. He is low. But has got
the pick is 10 and 11, bro. My man team out with their fucking IGL fragging out, bro.
Over the halfway mark, no one has died yet.
Bro, honestly, please, Falcon, free leak effect, bro. Like,
this round means for Falcons, they lose
free him, bro.
Enterprise, they win it and make
he did get fucked, like the entire game. GG's, it's over. Oh, hell nah.
Jigsaw with a double,
what an angle.
One in the middle.
Yeah, Falcons lost.
Could it be back to back flawless rounds?
How long does Bang Boo shit take for you to? You said the story wasn't gonna take long, which it didn't.
Exactly. This didn't take long either. I for me, well, I can't even say I didn't take long. But to be fair, I had to wait 3 days each time because I had to wait. But now you don't have to do it.
Just let Falcons stew a little bit here as well. Really rub.
Oh, I forgot how to do this shit.
And bullets into the head, Tim. Bride falls. An 8-6 win for Enterprise. Pulling out that attacking win in round 13. What a game we have just witnessed.
What a story we are seeing unfold here in Salt Lake City, Des. Nobody expected anything of Enterprise coming in here, but with Mag at the helm, these 5 players are doing phenomenal work. They are upsetting teams left and right. The only ones they've lost to, G2, one of the favourites. They now head into best of 3 matches to qualify through to the main stage.
This is what I really wanted to see. And imagine it's going to be all nice and calm, but there was a lot of smack being taught then as we saw Mag leading his boys down the corridor to see their opponents who have now fallen by the wayside. Cool as anything, isn't he? Look at him.
Yep. They've passed every test, every challenge that's been put in front of them there. So like I say, 1 loss and it's to G2. Other than that, coming through phase 1, they qualified in the upper bracket, not the lower bracket like people thought they might. No, straight through. No messing about. This Enterprise team not only are impressive, they are entertaining and I love watching them.
Well, I'm with you, Tim. I can't wait to see what comes from these boys next. For Falcons, it's now Judgment Day in every game they play. That's just game 1, Tim. We've got so much more coming up for you today. Back with you in just a few.
Wait, so we're Gilbert and Nami helping them out the whole day?
Yeah.
Yeah, the motherfuckers at least get like a quick 100, bruh.
Hey, quick one. Oh, I lost my points. Who cares, bruh? Oh, the next game is Shopify, bruh. Do I want to watch it? Yes. Do I believe in them? Not really.
Like be dead at the beginning of the round, or I don't know.
Can't believe they have to play Furia, bro. These fucking.
You and I always seem to get stuck in 0-0 attack bosses, where it's like Yingram.
It did happen a little bit the other day, didn't it? I've got some fun facts if you want for Cafe.
I would love some fun facts, actually.
Specifically for Loss, they've got a 100% defensive win rate on this map.
Wow.
They've played it once.
I'm shocked to learn this. Did they play one round?
No, they actually beat W7M on this map during kickoff.
How many defenses did they play?
All of them. They started off on the defense.
You see the leaks?
They got 6 rounds on the defense.
Oh wait, that's actually okay. That is actually kind of.
They gave the Bangaboo a jetpack so you can just fly around.
Yeah, never. Only got a 25% attacking win rate on this map.
No,
only played 4
don't
rounds.
bring me that glass half empty nonsense.
No, but it's worth noting, isn't it? Because Fluxo W7M, quality outfit,
quality team,
really good team inside of SAL, and Lost were able to put them away quite handily. Cafe, of course, a map that is quite popular in SAL as well. It's often a map that we think about when we start thinking of some of these Brazilian teams. So it is worth noting, but
I'm gonna get my food.
only played it once, so we don't really go to it a lot during kickoff at all. On the flip side, of course, we've got Dark Zero. They've played it a couple of times as well. We saw them play it both against SSG and against SR respectively. The SSG game a little bit closer, 8-6, and the SR game a 7-5. Both times DZ coming out on top.
Yeah, very close games across the board for Dark Zero on Cafe. Of course, a little bit more plays. So I feel like NA is always prone to extremely close matchups. It's funny. I feel like both NA and SAL are hyper-competitive, but in 2 very different ways. It feels like, depending on the team, every NA game is like a 7-5 or OT game, like 50% of the time. But for SAL, the league is hyper-competitive, and every match is a 7-3.
Yeah.
Just like, FaZe have actually lost to Fluxo W7M 7-3 for like some reason. Or like, it's literally the end of the stage. Black Dragons are like 0-8. They've just beat the best team in the league last game. Why not? Or I guess where you and I casted last year, I think there was ENX beating Furia like 7-4 in the last game of the league. That was old Furia too, not the one we saw yesterday.
We were having a conversation about that, weren't we? How SAL can be a really strange region for that reason, because you'll get teams that just, it really feels like they just turn around and decide to win. So no, we've just decided that we're going to win today. And it's like, oh, all right, okay, well, we'll have a really good time trying to break down what exactly you did just to decide you wanted to win. FaZe did it the other day.
True.
You do get to a point where it's just like, oh, no, playtime's over. We are actually just going to win.
FaZe are a particularly strong team where, like in SAL, the phenomenon is before the matchup starts, at some point, the team decides to win. FaZe are kind of that scary team where it's just in the actual map. They're like, we have now decided to win the game.
Yeah.
We've decided, we remember that this is our jobs and we get paid to do this, and that we are expected to perform to a certain point. We will now win and close out the game and win 6 rounds in a row. FaZe are a bit of a unique team in that regard.
Thanks for bearing with us during that. Looks like we've got everybody locked on in now. Nuas, no longer a bystander in this matchup.
No longer Hibana either.
No. Also changed. Hibana looks like it's going over toward NJR. Nuas choosing the striker of all things. A little bit of Ram coming out as well for round number 1. Now, we're going to draw some parallels because it's the game that we have just watched, and maybe you've just watched as well, because we have just seen Cafe, but we saw basically 0 Ram play in our earlier game today, and it kind of was a little bit surprising to me. Sledge is really being preferred quite a lot, not only in that game, but other games here in Salt Lake. It's because of the nades. You've got a little bit more ability to destroy some of that utility as well as just opening the floor, and you can be a little bit more pinpoint accurate with it. But if your job is just to get a big mass open, if your job's volume, Ram's a great tool for that.
Which I think, not only for North America, but for Dark Zero in particular, that is a bit more the name of the game on this map. Like, Virtus Pro, we're full clearing, don't get me wrong, but in NA, we love our plans. We love our checklist. We love, like, our steps and going through them, but also getting maximum value out of that. And if we're talking about vertical destruction for... I have no idea where Newers got that kill. Good for him, though. Shout out. I think it was somewhere around the second floor, I believe. Yes. Somebody sticking their face where it does not belong. Janano has also killed Dash. I also don't know where that was. Running out of the main double door? I don't know, but basically Dark Zero have got 2 picks for free, and talking about step by step, the first thing Janano does after getting a kill is throw down the boogie drones and do the vertical.
He probably almost feels bad that he didn't throw the boogie drones down first. Just in case.
He's literally... Call out can't even talk. He's like, call out, I'm so sorry. I know I should have done the vert first. Going to get that kill was so irresponsible for me. Taking a 50-50 like that. I'm so sorry.
He's already written the apology letter. Starting to see a lot of the site utility destroyed now as well. Perez's Vulcan packs getting popped like balloons right now. There's a lot of flames going down inside of the bakery. Nuxka, not really got anywhere to play right now and has little option but just to tuck himself in. With all this vert that's been opened, it is going to be quite difficult. A line open into Freezer, but an aggressive angle from Daffo. There was a drone at his feet there. Surely he doesn't survive this. And Nuez picks him up from the bottom of Brownstairs. We do still have a Yokai, and it isn't going to matter. Nuez might be stunned and shocked, but it isn't enough to stop him from getting the kill and the third to close out the round. It is a very good job that Nuez was present and correct and not just an observer for this game, because he was required right there from DZ.
Absolutely load-bearing rehost. Load-bearing tech pause for DZ's success in round 1. Not a spectator, but an active participant on the striker.
Kino's just thrown him a towel. He's had to wipe his hands after that. He's like, that was so I just need to clean up after getting 3 kills.
That's so fun. 4 kills. Newers with a 4K in round 1. Flawless for Dark Zero to start. And I think embodying that in spirit, as well as namesake. Also, look at the timing on these engagements. Pre-fire right there, by the way. And also, this was partially timing, but still swinging around at the perfect time when the smoke was just too far beyond white stairs to back up, but not close enough to the double door to tuck into the right. Like, literally could not have timed that engagement better if you, like, set out to do it yourself. Really great stuff from Newers.
Big statement. Big round 1 there from Dark Zero to kick things off. It has stunned Los into a site rotation here. They've gone from bottom all the way up to top. We've already commented about how this top floor can be a very dicey site for defenders to work in, but they've got a tool that you don't always have. They have the mirror. And mirror windows can provide some brilliant pieces of utility to play behind for these longer holds. You're going to want to try and hold all the way from Cocktail all the way through into Piano, and the mirror is going to assist that. It will be something that has to be dealt with. There's no 2 ways about it. DZ know this, of course, and they have brought the Cali in order to deal with those mirror windows.
And also to deal with the Kibas, which we did not see last game, is because the Castle Valkyrie ban and not a Mira Azami like we saw in the Virtus Pro game we just saw. So much more bulletproof utility you have to deal with, but specifically those mirror windows that you mentioned and the Kibas that can allow you to play more aggressively inside of Christmas. Newers going hunting right out the gate. Cannot shoot through those floors, so he can calm Dark Eyes' position, but can't actually do anything about it. Well, Noah Solus is moving on to the second floor, though, and that can be nice. Ooh, fortunate. Jane, I know, is so focused on opening up some of these angles. Perez creeping up behind Akiba, takes him down. That is why Azami gets banned on that side.
It absolutely is. It's a bold play from Perez, but he's the player that is going to be making it. In a lights-out game against 4 AM only a couple of days ago. We know he can be a real big fragger here of the Deathmark tracker there, trying to play a little bit of bait games, but NJR Perez on for a second though. And no one's shown any signs of shutting this player down yet.
I believe that kill he just got, by the way, was all the way from Cigar onto the Cocktail balcony window where Kino was repelled. So, genuinely very long angle he just landed. Viewer's now going to try to rotate out the snow door to pick up that diffuser. He's got Deathmark trackers on 3 of the remaining players, but he's not found any impact from them so far. Dark Eyes got the best of him in that situation. Maybe tracking the ward into that Azami will be a better play. Dark Zero spending this next minute just waiting.
Look at how buddied up we're seeing Los right now. We've got Nux and Dark right next to each other. Dash and Perez on the flip side. They're playing next to each other as well. So we've got Piano and the top of White Stairs both covered here. Both teams individually able to just hold different sides of the map, and it's forcing Dark Zero into a little bit of a split push, but NJR finds one and Newers with a second. So whereas they've gone from playing two versus ones, now they're both individual.
And Newers has just found 50% of this remaining defense, and it's a 1v1 he can take. He's not losing these right now. It's actually Fultz on that side, excuse me. Said the Azami pushing up. Putting that diffuser down. Not ready for Fultz around the corner. Nothing Nux can do. The diffuser's gone down right next to him, and he's not even noticed. Newer's good with the last one. Might be the MVP for DZ so far. But in round 2, that was full team play that gets Dark Zero their second.
DZ have done such a massive job of dealing with that. I don't think that Lowe's could play it much better. They split up the line. 4 versus 3. We'll just play 2 groups of 2. They can't all just stand on top of one another, but they were at least in position to be able to control it. Because they just overplay their hand a little bit, and I don't think they realised just how much control was gained right now from Dark Zero. Dark Zero, a very active team, not afraid of making a flip reverse change, going from one side of the map all the way to the other and making something happen. I'll be honest. The first couple of kills that came in from Perez, I was thinking, could be a little bit of a sign here. Perez is just sort of running roughshod over them at the moment. Dark Zero are able to get a handle on the round very quickly. And again, continue this streak on the attack.
And not only do we have, dominant rounds beginning to end, but they're a really, really strong 3v5 recovery, constantly problem solving, working through the situation in the round, and coming up with a really good solution. 5 seconds remaining. The exact kind of thing, if you're a Los fan, you don't want to see from Dark Zero, that they can make good of both the good and the bad.
Good, Chris. I'm back.
This feels like another one of those games.
Yo.
If you look down at the score,
Hello?
Bro, I'm on a live, bro. Some dog peed inside, bro. So I have to go clean that shit, bro.
It's a flawless round to start things off. So
I fucking removed the other stream. God damn it. That shit was dead as funny when they were betting yesterday, bro. They were just betting money, bro.
Who was?
It was Chris and Jose. You know Chris, remember? Remember the Chris?
Yeah.
Yeah, both of them were fucking just betting, man. Eventually hit a bunch of their stuff, bro. But I was like, bro, what?
You're betting money on what?
On the games, and who would go over?
But on what though?
Over kills.
Like on sites or something? Like on a site?
No, like, so basically they would bet like on the, like that betting app.
Oh, they will. Oh,
Yeah, they would just put money, like they would put $10, right? And they'd be like, this person's gonna go over, this person's gonna go. Oh!
What are you doing? Sprint straight into him. I think he thought he dropped. And Newer's 10-0 as Dark Zero are flawless.
Whoa.
Newers made the sound like he dropped.
No.
It made the sound like he'd moved.
they made money.
The hatch, but there was no like drop sound.
Yeah, Lowe's is out, bro.
But he'd made
I was
that,
like, Lowe's was playing like Lowe's Polos, bro.
and it sort of floated for a second, and then came back.
Yeah,
Wait, did they make money or not?
Oh yeah, they did. They made so Jose bet yesterday, the day before.
Boy, oh boy, was it windy.
He bet 3 times, right?
There was a significant break.
Oh, he bet 2
Gale
times,
Force wins.
but he bet on 5 people. But it was he got $60 back each, right? Each of his bets he won. So yeah, he made money, right? And then he bet twice where he could have made money, right? When I told him, no, go for this person specifically. And he did, right? But he went under. He thought Cypher's was gonna get like, yeah.
Look at that. Oh, we don't get to see the fake draw, but the knife to finish.
Like, bro, Chacho.
10-0. We should probably give the admin the MVP for.
By the way, Newers is 10-0 right now on Dark Zero.
Back in. Jesus.
That magic touch, whatever it was, that got him back into the game. To go 10-0 across the first 3 rounds is very impressive indeed. He's currently got a 327 EPS.
Someone said get Mingo's team instead of Love's, bro. Like they are terrible, bro.
What
we've seen the recent changes to her as well.
They started, bro. They're rush planting. Yeah, no, I can't, bro.
Open that door. Solo mid manages to pick up the kill onto Ambi, but a double
Shots, serve. Shots, Rexon. Shots.
Railgun following in the same direction.
You know, this tournament's boys been playing really good.
Of an hour, a minute 10 in, and Shopify Rebellion have nearly got this 1-1 already. Rexon, a double.
You heard me right, Chris?
You picked up on her.
I heard it.
Yeah, he has 83 kills right now.
Well. She's got that DMR, a super popular weapon at the minute.
83 kills.
Putting it to great use. That is not a good start.
He's actually like plus 17 at the moment.
Absolutely.
No,
That
he's
was
actually
a little bit of a
doing
run
good.
over Tim, and of course it's only round 1, so you don't want to get too carried away with it. But if that's the kind of pace this game's going to be played at, then all gamers sorely need to wake up here. Otherwise, it could be a pretty quick game.
My man.
Out for the most part for Rebellion. Imagine
I'll give it a second.
Based on what site that we're stepping into next. But very, very comfortable. Move down towards that southeast side, as I said, in towards bunks and games, which means you'll probably see an extension from all gamers up towards the site that we were just defending. And imagine Rebellion will probably try to look to crush onto them once again.
Yep, Surf and Rexon certainly doing the jobs there. Like you say, it's going to be maybe a little bit of a mirror reverse of what we saw in the last round, because it's going to be moving over to dorms and bunks. Say, just switching up that lineup a little bit. Think of Glaz, Nomad all being brought in this time. The Rower is actually going to be swapped away as well for the Ace. So I would expect, if we've seen that external hard breach, I would imagine it's going to be happening just down at the bottom of your screen now. You've got that wall that goes straight in towards those bunks inside a dormitory. Get that breach with the Ace, put pressure directly onto site, and try and just force those defenders exactly there to move around a little bit.
Okay, well, I like the idea last time. It was the fast push in that was at least somewhat stemmed by Solomid, but I think he went down so fast when he was dropping down the Chanka pellet to try and slow down the push. Yes, he got a kill off the back of it, but him then falling just meant it was freedom for Rebellion to charge on through. Now here, of course, we stepped away from playing on the Chanka, going much more towards a conventional lineup that we're used to seeing these days. Really, I think the Malusi is the only operator we didn't see back on Labs in our last game. Otherwise, the Bandit was banned away, and the other 3 were picked up a large number of times. Still very much in the meta. Tim, I think my eyes are deceiving me. I think I'm seeing the same round again.
We're going to see a lot of intense aggression coming out of Shopify Rebellion, but it's not actually all falling in their favour. Railgun and Moonlight managing to pick up the last 2 of that flurry of kills, which leaves Diffuser down cold, and all gamers in a 3v2 advantage. Ambi and Rexon are last alive. They've got some good utility there. 1 Selma left, and also the Glaz with that super powerful scope, as we know. 2 smokes as well. Going to be aware of the attempt at a flank coming in from Moonlight there. The air jabs had been deployed, so it will just back him up a little bit. Ambi's just going to watch that angle. The thing is, Shopify Rebellion have got tons of time here to deal with this. Teamwork trying to clear Moonlight out. The flash goes in. They know exactly where he is. Ambi goes looking and manages to find. Levels things up, and this is the problem all gamers are going to have. They will be punished for fine marginal mistakes here against Shopify Rebellion. Moonlight just overstaying his welcome in Horse.
They've got to know that more nades will come their way if they don't swing onto something like this now, and sure enough, that's what you're looking for. Railgun gets 1, looks for the 3rd onto Ambi, but can't quite collect. Smokes are down. He's got a brief advantage here in which to try and make something happen. Knows that he's got a man tight on his right, and sure enough, looks for him, can't find him. Railgun makes it a 3. And all gamers take round 2.
Not like Ambi to miss his opportunity.
No.
Goes around the corner. First shot didn't land, and that was the only chance that he really had. Railgun finishes that one off, and I think Shopify Rebellion, I don't fault them for it. I think, yep, give it a go. They've just, let's try and flood sight. I think it's kind of having that mentality of, we're the better team here. Let's just go in and we'll just run over the top of them. I think now you need to look at that and say, right, okay, we've maybe got the size of them now. We're not going to get away with that. So I would expect to see Shopify Rebellion now reverting maybe more to, let's just play some really clean, solid siege and beat them that way.
Absolutely. I still think they'll run along with the blitz because one, Canadian loves
Great
playing
operator.
it too, but it's also the site that we're going into now that we're going on the downstairs. We see shields being brought along for this site so often that it would seem a little bit silly to step away from it just because of how the last couple of rounds have gone. And maybe they were anticipating we'd see a repeat on the upstairs as well, going back to the first site, command and office they lost, but nope. Down we go, which means a full change up for Rebellion as well, running around with Sens. We saw Rexon rolling this an awful lot on their game on Lair. I want to say it was yesterday we cast that one. So more of the same here, along with the Dockery coming in, just in case there is any craziness coming out of the other side. And when I say craziness, Tim, when we saw Moonlight play in his first round here at the tournament on the Vigil, he netted a 4K. So I think there's a little bit of consideration for what he might achieve. And here we go. Pre-fire was coming on through there. Certainly being a high risk there, trying to stay and look for a shot back onto Ambi. Ambi doesn't find his target either.
Yeah, we did see Moonlight able to put that Boss G to good use yesterday. And just gives it another whirl. Not going to find his man this time, but sure that more opportunities will prevent themselves. Canadian goes in aggressively on the blitz, just looking to take ground here and start pushing through, claiming that space above the site if he can by getting inside of games. He's going to be supported by Ambi in that. In fact, looks like they're forgoing games a little bit and instead are just going to look to head down the stairs. We don't generally see too much verticality onto this site. It is there. It is possible. It tends to be limited to the hatching briefing. You just try and work around that, drop and get a plant. But in order to do that, you've got to play down on the ground level. You've got to clear out those defenders that are directly in that area.
For now, we've seen the first one of those light screens being rolled down by Ambi. Give a safe passage to a couple of his team, but also a little bit of attention draw onto the side of all games. Getting looking the wrong way. Now the ceiling starting to be opened up by Rexon at the same time. So as the
I'm back, bro. My bad, bro. I was eating my food, man.
You are forced to then move around a lot as a defender. Certain spots.
Wait, what? Shopify lost a round? These fucking sacks of shit, bro. Oh, they pissed me off, bro. Like, oh my god, I'm just fighting this dumbass.
Goes to MC as Ambi manages to find that long-range kill, just supporting his shield, making sure that he's got the space.
You gotta have a player on vert, kill a fucking Tachanka.
It's not a good spot to be in for Railgun as Surf picks up
Tachanka
the
dead.
having flashed him. Ambi manages to find solo mid, 5 versus 2, and this is what I meant from Shopify Rebellion.
Wow.
It's been aggressive, yes. It's been intense, yes, but it wasn't that attempt at just running in and rushing and rolling over the top of him. Instead, it's been clean siege.
Shopify just take these guys down, bro.
Lose situations, picking them apart a piece at a time. Great round from the North Americans. 2-1.
I want to know who's Katambi's dog. He's on like 7 kills here after 3 rounds. He's been absolutely flying, and that one especially found himself a 4K. And it does feel, Tim, like Rebellion probably are just a bit too much for all gamers. It's only been a quarter. It's still very early on. But you're seeing here how they are rolling over them with absolute confidence, and there's been very little so far that all gamers have been able to do. I wouldn't be shocked to see a Tachanka ban come out here, truthfully. That's been the one thing that we've seen them trying to crutch onto. Nope, going to be the Goyo instead that we saw back in round 1. So they'll leave that on side and say, you know what, you want to keep running the Tachanka that's nice and slow? That's fine. It's a bigger target for us to go after.
Round 4 on the way, and we will be going back to the same starting site. So it's going to be, I think, just a rinse and repeat from all gamers on defense. It's going to be over to Commanders and Bathroom. Last time around, Rebellion were pretty comfortable in their attack here. Managed to get it done with relative ease. I think this time,
if you ever want to bet, a guaranteed one is always Canadian under.
But Railgun's already setting up down towards games and golems. We've got a little bit of attention towards Courtyard as well. Briefings being dealt with. So I think
that man does not get killed, bro.
Move through and look to try and clear this out and take control.
He's washed.
Bro, he's dead as washed, bro. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real. His playstyle does not fit with Shopify, like the whole team.
Doorways to work into. You've seen a more mirror window facing in towards it, assuming the attackers will come in from the south, inside bunks, inside gaming, and work their way up. We've seen teams getting stuck.
Yesterday it pissed me off so much because, bro,
it's just so hard to take over.
he did so much rookie mistake when he shouldn't be doing that. Like, he's a veteran, bro. Like, what?
Let your team move through a little more comfortably, or as many teams have done historically, lean in towards shields instead as a way of getting control of it. Of course, Rebellion could bypass all of that and instead just push their way in from the top side of the map and work in from there. But I would expect there probably will be some south side clearance to do first and foremost.
Ambi straight away clearing off that utility from the stairs, just giving him the option to push onto and pressure those Eagle stairs. It's going to be solo mid that is tasked with holding on to this location. It was something that we actually saw all gamers clear.
What main gun do you use on Thorn when you play it?
The Rotero drone of the forest to go on there, just dislodge the warden and then pushed up against Fury.
The SMG, right?
The one, yeah.
So people, when I see people, some people run the shoddy, bro. They do one tap. So
it's not going to work. It's a double to solo mid. You can't just push into a shotgun like that.
The secondary is good.
Both down, Demos, Grim, huge loss.
That's where we really need that utility to do the job for you, to make it hard. Think about.
Are you good at shotguns, Chris?
No, that's why I don't use them.
Something to do the work.
I don't know why. I just feel like mad with the shotguns. Oh, it just never worked for me.
Here feels like Rebellion might find themselves a bit on the back foot. with a lot to do to recover this round.
I don't think the rail placement helped them. I think they were hoping for a little bit more from that. Railgun will manage to pick up Spoit as he goes in. Razor Bloom onto Rexon. He's going to leave Surf with it all to do. Manages to find one onto Yaz, but he's got 4 still ahead of him. Going in with a shotgun, but will be taken down by MC. And that is going to be All Gamers leveling things up 2-2.
All right, okay. Good round from them. Admittedly, more of a mess, I'd say, from Rebellion on clearing out Eagle. That should have been a free kill onto Solo Mid. I know he sat there with a shotgun. I know he's got thorn traps around him. But you've got things like a Ying on side. There's so much you can do to punish him. But I think they found out late that he was sat there. They didn't assume that he'd be playing so aggressively around the bottom of it, and they paid the price for it. Still not a bad outcome, though. I'd say having 2 attacks here is good because, as we often see with like newer teams, Tim, those that aren't as established, attacking is where you tend to see them fall down a little bit. And I think Rebellion here are thinking, look, if we can get...
Remember I was saying Spoiler started to do good recently? Chunk that. Just chunk that whole sentence, bro.
I think I agree.
Bro, it's 0-2 right now, bro.
More than happy with that, but it's whether it goes their way or not. We move again down to that bottom side. All Gamers going to be going to Bunks and Games, or Dawns and Games, whichever you want to say. So, briefing going to be important. Solo Mid's out there at the minute, setting up with the Thorn. Railgun inside of Commander. Just looking to make sure that they've got this north side covered off and cleared. And the Shopify Rebellion don't have an easy time of getting into the map. That's the one thing you don't want to give people on Fortress, is an easy time getting in and getting control. Because, for example, if Shopify Rebellion are able to walk in and take over Commanders and Bathroom quite easily, the round starts falling apart quite quickly. You've got to fight them for that.
Would be a little bit silly if you could very easily walk into a map called Fortress, Tim.
You know, G2 is really good right now. The team is so good. It's so nasty.
There's not really enough protection and security on this thing. They're just strolling in there and doing what they want a lot of the time.
Yeah, they're only missing me, bro.
It doesn't seem to be the most secure fortress in history.
Wow, the water boy or some shit?
Very strange one. By the way, we'll see if they can turn it back into a decent fortress.
No, what?
5. Leaning once again into that Chankra, suggested that we might see it banned away at the end of the third, as it has been very much a crutch operator for All Gamers to lean on. I think with the smoke being banned away, they're bringing it along as the alternative here, knowing that that isn't an option they've got to slow down the attacks of Rebellion. It's
But this shit just feels like it's gonna take a while.
The bangable thing? Yeah. There's no waste time, like,
they're going to want to run at these
or
boards.
to do the fucking main thing, and you're like, it will take.
Straight into Horse on the blitz, getting aggressive and taking ground as he's done with that shield so far. He's going to be joined by Ambi at the top of central stairs. Canadians actually.
Also, when you leave the place, right? Don't sell your upgrading materials. Just sell the stuff that has like a gem logo on it. That's like the money stuff.
They're going to be able to breach into briefing. That's going to force Moonlight back, and all of a
What about the ones that could be exchanged?
from within inside.
What?
Briefing is like I spoke about in the last
Or
round,
do you
though,
just sell
it's a
them?
hard piece to break
What are you talking
on
about?
this map.
Exchange, what?
I mean, MC interestingly has just reinforced it off in time.
Because it could be exchanged for something.
Where Moonlight's currently sat on the shield. Typically, you'd leave one of those walls open and be able to then
No
challenge
idea what
the
that
least
is.
go
What logo does it have?
versus one onto the doorway or onto
Oh.
the bridge. That's not an option. So I'd actually say things just
They should have like a gray logo on.
So diamonds I sell.
now opening up the walls, so they have a fast way through.
I think the boxes are what you use for upgrading materials.
Moonlight has been forced deep
You can sell your
inside
upgrading
that
materials
defense.
once you fully completed that side of like the materials that you need to use for those. So when you don't need to use the material no more, just sell those type of
Forced
materials.
in and
Oh,
in
you
and in.
fried
His
this kid,
attackers constricted around them, forced them together, and now that they are pooled inside a site, it's about picking them off one at a time. MC is the first to go. DMR goes with him. A big loss for the defenders. 5 versus 4, but look at the time, Des. 35 seconds left to go. Shopify Rebellion. They need to think about how and where Canadian is going to deliver this diffuser.
This is what I was on about, being able to get
Nice,
in the spot.
Canadian.
Free kill on a great angle there, leaving himself not exposed off towards Railgun. C4 comes on through, but ineffective. Doesn't finish him off, and at the same time, Rebellion find 3 into a second.
No.
Going a bit big here, but Spoit steps across, gets the close. Rebellion into the lead.
I love that movement from Canadian when the Nitro comes out and he like leant so far forward. It was like he was trying to press his shield on top of it to protect himself. Did manage to do it, kept himself alive, but only for a few seconds. We're going to have All Gamers calling the tactical timeout at this point. 3-2 down, obviously hoping for a little bit more from the defense here, Fenneman.
I feel like you can't be bleeding 4 attacks on Fortress. It's just really not going to go your way in the second half if you give.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Shopify owns these Chinese teams, bro. Like they've only gone against Chinese teams. Like what the
French coach steps in. A lot of his communication.
Chinese teams and phase, bro. Like
a bit more about this team goes through MC, who of course is known around the world. Really, he's played in a few regions now. on a few different teams. The rest of them are a little bit newer to the game. So he's doing a lot of the communication back and forth to help them get the message across. Is it going to be a message, though, that can turn their fortunes around? We'll find out going in. But to me, Tim, it does sort of feel like that smoke ban, I think the Goya ban as well, the two stall tactics that we saw all game is really leaning on in their previous games being taken away. It's just making it that much harder to be able to stop Rebellion rising up.
Yeah, right now I think all gamers need to turn the tide as quickly as they can. Otherwise, they're going to have a very difficult time of things. 3-3, absolute minimum for them now. They need to be taking this last defence. We'll see what Phenomen has given them. It's going to be a nice direct comparison because we're going back to the same site. So it is going to be Dorms and games once again, so we can see exactly how they do things differently. Last time around, I think there wasn't enough resistance in Horse Bathroom Commander. Canadian was able to just walk in, take that ground reasonably easily with the blitz straight through. They got briefing wall, and we saw all the pressure then mount from that side. So I'd like to see this time all gamers just putting up a little bit more resistance over that side.
Still very much the same, as you say. Not too much changing away outside of the shield being dropped, because why bring it here? The Ying seems to have been offering quite a bit for them, at least an optionality. Didn't really manage to make great use of it in the round that we saw back in round 4 when all gamers came out on top. And of course, you've got to contend with the Warden most critically in this round. If you've not seen Warden before, I assume you have if you played a bit of Siege. Pops the glasses on, deals with smokes and flashes, no problem. It doesn't get flashed out and can see through the smoke.
I don't think I ever started my.
So you can find your way to money.
You know what? Am I even streaming on YouTube? What the fuck?
Karma you can count on.
At Wingstop,
what?
it's all about flavor. Cooked fresh, made to order. Every bite hits different. And the ranch.
Bro, but what is Canadians fucking ungassed? Like, they did the unction, bro. Like,
with the perfect kick for steak and shrimp.
And shut up, bro.
Bro, this one put me at IGF. Bro, like Chris, he slipped off the ledge. Oh, and he died to a thorn trap, bro. You cannot tell me, bro. Like what? Like what? Like what's the excuse for that, bro?
I just completed that long ass mission. I didn't get anything. Yeah, I'm not doing this shit, bro.
Wait, wow. What mission?
He walked up the staircase. They do go for the ace on the wall.
I'm gonna build up my character, bruh. Not doing all that shit.
Oh, you pulled the character?
And they just try to play the cut. He eventually did try to jump in the soda window, so if they go for that, just be aware. When they did that, it was quick. So just make sure that if that's what we think we're doing, or they're doing, we're ready to react. If they swap it, we didn't see it in the game, but I assume it's the same as their command, where it's basically them just 5 minutes.
Okay. I found the start of that really interesting from all gamers, where it was very much a breathe and just silence for 10-15 seconds. I thought at first he was going to do what a few teams have done
just
not
gaming
talk.
Things a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, but then obviously the talk then broke out after that, and it was completely fine. On the Rebellion side, it was also again quite tactical and specific, I suppose. The smoke ban coming through here, same as we saw from Rebellion alongside the Goyo. So really looking to remove those operators that support the bottleneck we've come to know from Fortress.
Shots.
Very evenly.
Not like that
if
chunk.
I'm honest, I think that suits Shopify Rebellion down.
You've used it before, right, Chris? How does it feel in the hands, bro?
I would expect them to now really start to take control.
How does that chunk LMG feel in the hands?
Not to say that all gamers can come out and surprises, come out and have attacks. We saw them do it yesterday against Furia.
Oh, you know, like the new character for Grand Summers, they have music attached to it.
I know he doesn't
really what?
Music attached to it.
My point is on the attack.
Like a soundtrack when you play, when you use them.
Over the last couple of days.
I'm gonna go fucking blow by there.
Want to watch out for Railgun quietly getting the job done. You know, this is a player that's played a lot of support through CNL. If you have a look at his numbers, but he is coming out and delivering here at the minute.
He's doing fab, and also on the other side, I want to talk about solo mid. 3-0 on entry on this map so far. And that's in a map where we've seen a lot of fast aggression coming out from Rebellion. And yes, some of those entries were secured off the back of the Chaka. Fine. It's more the fact that he has been able to stem the tide a little bit and get his team moving. Round 4 was the big one for him, where he found the 3K, found the entry, and of course, secured the round for his team. But let's get the attack.
There was a
newer teams. Tim is on the attack.
You know, what's it called?
Because if you're even half a second
let me sit down.
each other, That's enough time for a defender to spin on the
He's like that one clip. He's like, mate, can I borrow your pen? Yeah. He's like,
Hey, what?
he's like, mate, can I borrow your pen? And then he just chucks him to the fucking sky. You know that one clip on regular shit? He's like, oi, mate, can I borrow your pen?
Just having a look, couple of reinforcements are left in pocket, so
I'm not like, bro, like the Australian accent is better than the funniest accent, bro. Like that shit is better as funny, bro.
What happened?
The Australian accent is like the funniest accent, bro. That shit is so funny, man.
back in and out, as you can see
I
here.
like a Canadian quick, look at Canadians old ass just quick picking that shit, man. What are you feeling like, man?
Just sit and wait for this fire to burn out.
You and me, gang.
I don't like that, man. You're Canadian dead, bro. You're a nice Canadian, just die, bro, real quick. Canadian, bro, this guy is so old, bro! Oh my god! Get him off the team! How is he? How is he a vet doing these mistakes, bro? And then we got Surge Umcast as well, bro. Like, oh my god, this team is stupid, bro. Then he's someone with a brain or two, bro. Like, what the fuck is this, bro? They knocked someone and they didn't finish the kill. Yeah, this is
we
GG,
see
bro.
Moonlight
GG, face
collected
it.
back up onto 20 HP, so we are at full effectively 5 versus 3.
I said earlier on in our last battle, we had Enterprise in a similar spot. It's a measure of a team's maturity to be able to close out man advantage situations. In this one, they've got 2. Both kills from reposition as well, making very effective use of the pistols because they've got shotguns ready for close range encounters. Candela up over the top. And Macy making use of that chance to charge on forwards up against the Kiba. I'm sure they know that he's here, Tim. The question is who walks away with the kill. Probably not him.
Oh, nah, bro. Ying's about to kill this dude.
Really should be losing out, I think, at the mid-range it's currently finding itself at.
Yeah, I think he's just... So long as he's not being pushed, he's happy to just remain there. Rexon managed
Shots, Rexon!
Beauty! Just letting
But
the
this is why they have you in the
up
team.
to the head of Railgun. However, Solo Mid is in and
Shots!
getting the diffuser down.
Oh, Andy?
Ambi is there once again when Shopify Rebellion need him 3 versus 2.
Down the floor, does he know? Yes, he does. Gets one, but there's a trade off the back of it. Now he has 2 kills to his name across those first 6 rounds. Just got to find 2. 16 seconds to go. That is not a fantastic start to what could have been a pretty special clutch. Rexon, this is a great example of what I spoke about, by the way. Gets the one, has a whole 2 seconds.
Just stay up,
spin
man.
onto
Just
the
stay
ace
up.
inside of Blue, who didn't step out.
You can't plant. You can't plant. Don't even beat this
Has
game.
cost him here. A 5 versus 3 squandered.
Let's go. I mean, bro, just pick a Canadian off this team, brother.
That attack
He's too old, bro. Put him in the retirement home, bro. Like,
Moonlight. He saw his opportunity. He knew that the next canister was going to be launched. But guess what? That's a great opportunity to attack Chachanka because they don't have their energy in hand ready to fight.
Wait, do I have to sell the coins as well?
It was exactly
sell the coins.
From Rexon.
Yeah.
No, you just use the coins. What?
Just completely and utterly in
what coins?
What do you mean? The coins?
No, the coins that you have, right? That's the currency you
The
need.
coins that I get from the missions, I have to sell them.
Ambi didn't really have to move his position either. They knew that
Show me your screen. I have no idea what you're talking about,
bro. What are you on about? Are you being
what
serious?
is you on about, bro? What are you talking about, bro?
These.
You can't comfortably step forward and get the plant down because as you see...
Oh, you have to sell those. Yes, I've been saying those. The thing with the gems, you sell them, bro. Just do the bulk sell. Look, watch it. Look, let me show you some strats. Bulk sell, swords. Bulk sell, sword. Also, you might also like. Okay, before let's cancel the bulk sell. Okay, cancel it. Equip that tomato backpack so you can get more room. You see them on your inventory? In your inventory. You see the tomato?
Yeah.
You
get, look at it. Yeah.
And do I just sell the broken shit?
Yes,
or like, what's
yes. And then equip that purple hammer.
To take that ground.
Equip the purple hammer in inventory. And then equip the, like, the...
Sometimes not.
Do you have any more armor? Like,
I did have one.
Also, you see that, bro, just put in storage. You see the bottom? Put in storage. Port, click on sort. And then click bulk sell. And then just sell the shit. Just sell the garbage, man. Honestly, sell all the greens. You don't need the greens, man.
All the what?
Sell all the greens. And then look, as you can see, there's also gems in the blue and in the purple. Yeah, click those as well. Dang.
then you can worry about what's happening inside.
And then sell it.
Canadian's still looking towards a lot of stall, of course.
And then
back of
quick,
that Chang
put in
last
storage.
round,
Yep.
very
And then
handily.
sell
A little
again.
bit unfortunate on his timing onto Eagle with the fire at first.
Bulk
and
sells
then also
like
onto
shit
the
that you don't
challenge
need.
that came in very
Also the
shortly
backpack.
after.
They do the green backpack. The backpacks don't
This
break.
time round, he's got it down in good time, and he's
Also, you have a legendaries. You have 2 legendaries you can sell, by the way. I hope you know that.
Vibin?
You have 2 legendaries you can sell. They're just gems.
To the halfway mark, that's going to put a little bit of pressure on Rexon,
Yeah.
but something real good needs to be
There we
aware
go,
of.
bruh.
Rexon is taking the peak on quite aggressively.
Now you upgrade your shit, bruh.
He's just going to move himself towards horse door.
Yeah,
there,
just
look to
upgrade
try
it.
and put a
Upgrade
little bit
all
of
of them.
pressure onto this
And you
top
see those
side
materials?
of the Shopify Rebellion.
Once you get to the
Defense
next
is actually real
wave,
good. I
you
mentioned
won't
that
need those
fight.
materials. So
It's
once
him
you
that
run out
goes
of,
away
once
with
you
the
use those
advantage,
materials,
taking down
and
Rexon, but
you have
Storm
extras,
is
then
there
sell the
with
extras.
trade, something
Upgrade
Shopify
all of them.
Rebellion have done pretty well
Yeah, do
so
that.
far. Is
Do it,
keep
do
on
it.
top of those numbers, keep on top of them. They will in style.
Why
Same
are
with the
you worried about
Nitro
like a
over
grandma,
the top.
man?
Finds his man, Moonlight down, 4 versus 3.
Yeah, 2 of them.
You see, now you don't need those materials no more. So the ones that you just use, sell them.
Come their way.
Mhm.
Does fall down though. That's not the end of the world.
So
For them. In
helps
fact,
Spoit.
it's now just really Surf and
Spoit
Spoit.
poo.
They need to force to move away because Ambi is up towards the top side of the map, no doubt.
Well, they
They'll
heard
work its
you.
way back around, but that would have been their goal.
They
and jump.
baited this
But
kid, bro.
Surf has got this
It was
one
a
on
bait
lock.
and
Took a
out,
great C4 earlier on towards
You can just buy
Moonlight,
those, by
and
the
now
way.
supports his teammate. Yaz left in a 1vx.
That's what I'm saying. Like, some of the
That
materials you don't need to use no
teamwork
more.
from Surf and
Let me look at
Spoit
the.
was
Let's go back to the
absolutely
first things
beautiful.
again.
I'm not going to go
I
as
should just
far
go
as
to
to
your
say
storage, go to
Spoit
your storage.
activating the glasses was bait,
Which is
but it
storage.
did give
Oh,
his
storage.
location, and it
And
did
then,
bring in that peak from
that one, you
MC.
see the red things?
Surf
Sell the
was
red
just
things.
there,
You don't need those
ready
shit
to
no
go. Brilliant
Which
stuff
one's
from
these?
them two, and now they
The ones
know
that you
where
use
Yaz is
first.
coming
Yeah,
from.
you
They
need
know
those.
it's central stairs.
What else? These as well?
Yeah,
Push
just
to
sell
come
those. You don't
out
need
to the
those.
single door.
Oh,
Razor
dear.
Bloom is going to do
And
a
then
bunch
you
of
can
damage
just
as
buy
well.
the top.
Things
Go
do
back.
not get
Go back,
any
go back, go back.
easier for him here. And Shopify Rebellion,
Go to
with 15
exclusive
seconds left
supplies.
to go,
Nope.
they're not going to get too
what?
aggressive here. They know he doesn't have the
Exclusive supplies.
diffuser. There's
You can buy
nothing
it.
that Yaz can
There, so then you
realistically
don't do
do.
that.
So they're just going to hold
Well, check the
and
equipment. What do you
bide
buy for the
their
equipment?
time. Round will tick away.
No,
Spoit
top
finds
right.
the final kill. And Shopify Rebellion
Just,
get a
just go
second
back to
defense
supplies.
in a
You
row.
don't need- No,
And
go
as
buy
we
the
suggested,
supplies.
it's looking tough for all gamers to get this one done on
Did you just
board.
buy from here?
I mean, I
It's like I
guess,
said
bro.
back at the end of the first half, Tim. Like for a newer team on the
Do it,
attacking
just
side
do
is
it,
when
just
you're going
do
to
it.
see the cracks start to show. On defense, it's a little bit easier. You're playing this spot,
Do
you're
it.
supporting that guy, you're watching these angles, you're using your C4 to do this. It's relatively straightforward. But timing is everything when you're on the attack. And I think as we saw once the Amaro got into spot there, was a little bit stuck. And
You
Mulan
can
was
do more,
like,
no?
okay,
I'm back.
where do I
can
go
do
for
the
now?
back
And you
ones.
gave 3 seconds
What do you
maybe,
do?
and then a C4's at his feet. Not much more they can do to recover off the back of that. Unfortunately, that's 2 in a row now
The
for
ancient.
Rebellion, who have pulled themselves ahead.
can't do no more.
Round advantage, and we're into that also crucial
You get a bunch of
round
gems
9.
too,
We
look at
speak
that.
about this quite a lot as a pairing, me and Tim. Rebellion win this one,
120.
look 6 and 3,
Mhm.
and a 3-round deficit feels a bit too hard to recover. If it goes 5 and 4, all gamers have shown that they can win attacks, and just maybe with
And
a
then also,
one-round
you know, there's another
deficit,
area with
they
120 as
can
well.
turn around. But we've got to see a convincing
Like on the-
attack
on the
out
gem
from here,
things,
Tim.
on the
Otherwise,
gem
I do
things.
fear it's going to be lights out.
Yeah,
What do you
the
mean?
Sense
Like, go to
Snake
jumping and
Blitz.
like,
We've now
go
got
to the
Buck as well as
Exploration
a combo.
Chronicles.
So
I need
those
that one, yeah.
operators are suggesting to me
Like,
that all
more
gamers
100
are
tries.
going to try this method that we see of attacking this site, where you take over top
they just
floor.
do the thing.
We want particularly
That's it, bruh.
games, domes, and briefing control. You open the hatch, you send the light screens down.
You
know,
see how you have all
get
those
your
like
nades in there,
backpacks
clear
later
out
on,
the
you can just
utility,
sell
they've
the
got
shit
smoke
ones.
canisters
And you
on
just keep
bricks, you
replacing
get
your
them down, and then you
inventory.
drop the hatch and you plant. That's going to be
Well, these never run out or what?
No, they don't run out. I told you the armor
So
and the
then
weapon.
why the fuck? Wait, what?
I told you the armor and the weapon that run out. And that's your heal.
Oh, so can I just sell this shit then? Like,
Just sell those backpacks.
So they've given that
Sell
top
those
floor over to all gamers.
backpacks,
so time
yo.
should not be an issue here.
Yeah,
They're going to get the drones in. They're going to be
Confirm
able to
sell.
follow in
Give
behind
it
them.
skill
They
with them.
should be able to go in and get control of
And
this
sword.
pretty quickly.
hey, bruh.
And that's it, yeah. Go to head to the
Shields
club.
are always
Utopia.
call them a crutch. It sounds bad to say they're a crutch, but they're a very
Yeah, why?
efficient way, I think, where maybe you aren't quite fully confident on your ability to step into a map
Slang in.
aggressively. It's a good one to lean in behind. He's going to be the entry for them here, stepping on through, taking early control. And of course, the snake behind him is certainly not going to be a bad thing either, because they can feed him all the info.
Surf has hidden himself away over in Old Tower. It's really going to be dependent on when Moonlight uses that scanner as to whether he gets spotted or not. shot could be a real crucial part of this round as to whether they know the Azam is there, whether he's able to do any damage as his surf drops away. I think he was maybe spotted out by a drone. That's going to force him out, and that's great play from all gamers on the attack. They've now got complete top floor control. They need to keep some guns on it because they don't have a Nomad or a Gridlock to be able to hold off those flanks and make sure they don't get hit. But now they can get that book to work, they can open up the hatch, and they can start thinking about getting some vertical pressure down into that site.
That's it, yeah. Yaz can do an awful lot of work from here as well. There's still the one hatch they haven't opened up actually inside of Briefing that you can see Canadians currently dancing around underneath. There we go. Just as I say,
Why did
it's
they bring
opened up.
buckets in
Probably
around?
cast time in moment that one, Tim. With
Seven?
they've now got 2
Why did
matches
they
they can
bring
drop
buckets in
through.
around?
Normally you see the push coming in down the stairs where Solomid has currently got himself established. They'll look to work their way through, and same as we saw from Rebellion back in the first half, aggressing towards that site. Punish those who were sat a little bit out of position, but Rebellion have equally all moved off site here, moved out towards the west a little bit and said, hey, you want to step in towards site, you're kind of welcome to do so. We'll wait for you.
Yeah, this is the problem with verticality on this site. If you're ever wondering why do we not see more verticality, why do we not just see these complete vertical approaches? It's because it is possible to avoid it inside a site. Light screen comes out, trying to get themselves down and established at the bottom of those stairs. Surf, he's going to continue to just hold his position here. Will be picked up by the Grimbees, will be picked up by the kill. Solo mid manages to find him. 5 versus 4 now as all gamers start the push forward, and there they just have that snake scan coming in as well to give them that extra little bit of intel, that extra little bit of impetus to push them forwards.
Yeah, Moonlight's on the alert there. If he can distract them from behind here, and sure enough, that scan will have done a little bit of that job for them. This is when they can try and look for a plant to go down. Got to be so careful, though. Canadian is ready and waiting. Lets his man go by, though. In he steps, Solomid in towards, trying to push on towards him, and that's a freebie. You've got to ask why didn't he step up a little bit sooner, but here comes Canadian, off towards the left, knows where his man is, and it's going to be a free kill for him. Yaz once again.
Wow.
Left to 1v.
Whole game was
Third
sold that
time in
shit.
a row that he's been in that spot, Tim. What's scary is they've got the entry 3 times in a row here, all gamers have, but have lost all 3 rounds.
Yeah, decent attempt there from all gamers, but ultimately, as I said, all that vertical work didn't really gain them too much. There always comes a point on that site, realistically, where you need to get down there and get some form of lateral control so that you can hold the site, particularly in a post plant as well. But, great play from Ambi up on the top floor. He was sweeping across, picked up Moonlight, who was holding the flank, got the kill, and that really opened things up for Shopify Rebellion as well. So, despite all gamers looking like they were in control at this point of the round with 30 seconds left to go, when they started on that execute, they just didn't really have enough I think awareness of where everybody was inside a site or ability to take them down. So ultimately Shopify Rebellion hold on well. 6-3 now and looking pretty comfortable for the North American side. They're looking to move themselves up to 2-1 on the record, which will put them into those qualification games, of course.
We'll say it was also, I was a bit worried for Canadian when he let the blitz pass. Yeah, probably could have been a couple of pumps to the shotgun to see him finished off early. And only for the blitz to then go in and get rid of the mirror, I was like, oh no, it can't surely fall apart here. But patience is a virtue, Tim, and he rewarded him in spades. Free kill onto a plant going down because all gamers left it just a little bit too late in the round. And potentially, our last round is going to be spent up in command and office, Tim, or bathroom and command even, up towards this top side. We spoke about this already. You'll probably see the push coming in from the south side here, or from the attackers. Well, last time around, they went straight up towards Eagle Stairs, as we saw, and they worked absolute wonders from that position. But given where they've all spawned, Tim, it does look like it's going to be another full map clear.
Yeah, I would expect. So MC has gone over to that Eagle side, but he's actually moving around quite quickly, I think, and looking to come and join his team maybe towards the bottom of things. It's going to be Spoit that they need to deal with over there in Old Tower. He's on the bandit. Spoit with that weapon, terrified.
Yeah, because Spoit is back, bro. Like, he's doing good again, man.
Some shots if he's given the opportunity.
By the way, if I would have had a parlay, that shit would have been here, bro. Like, I would have put it on Ambi, fucking Canadian, and then like
map clearance of Ambi.
I don't even know, man.
Not going to be easy.
Damn.
But the other thing they let you use the, they don't let you put the, like a parlay on the same teammates. It's kind of dumb. Like, you can't put the parlay on the same teammates.
How many drones we've got to work with? They're giving across all the operators are rolling here. The Twitch, the Flores, and the
I skipped the roller coaster shit, bro. I would mean that asking, bro.
Lineup. We can see there Canadian was playing the rotate that I spoke about last time. If you remember, I said, they keep reinforcements in pockets so they can close that wall up should they feel the need to. Canadian has chosen to do that this time. So even if all gamers do push their way into Eagle, there is going to be further work to be done. They're going to need Railgun up there. He is towards that side, and he's going to look to breach this wall. Is that ideal? Is it not ideal? I don't know exactly how that's going to work.
What does it do?
It puts a little square hole rather than a full-size hole, I can tell you that. There we go. Maybe he did it on purpose. Maybe he wanted a little...
It's new Chinese tech.
Maybe he wanted like a funny...
Chinese tech.
I mean, it has done. It's got that little weird head hole above it. I'm pretty sure it wasn't intentional, but we'll take it anyway. Ambi's going to start things out. Absolutely crumbled.
Let's see if the parlay would spoil what I had.
Looks like it's going to end in flawless fashion for Rebellion. Quite literally... A 7-3 win with very little bother against all gamers.
Yeah, great hold from Ambi and Spite over on that far side. I said at the beginning, as soon as you see them two together on a hold away from sight like that, Spite on the Bandit, you just know that you're going to be in trouble. That's exactly what happened as they tried to progress through. I think, you know, they got Railgun opening up at the top side, try and create a little bit of a diversion, but it really didn't take the attention of Shopify Rebellion, who come through with a very solid performance there. I've got to say, it was great from them on Fortress. You can only play the team in front of you. Shopify Rebellion, very professional from them. Got in there, got the job done, nice and quick. They move on to the qualification best of threes.
Yeah, big for them to be in that spot because, of course, they don't like the idea, like a lot of teams being at that one-on-one mark. It just suggests that things will go from bad to worse, but a good matchup today for them. As you say, puts them in a spot to qualify for the main stage on home soil.
Dark Zero versus Lowe's, bro. They're still playing that shit, bro. I feel like Dark Zero didn't beat them from over a table.
Rooney tries to catch players off guard, but might just be spotted. Perez.
Chris, by the way, Noors had 10 kills in round 3, right?
Advantage for DZ, but Perez could equal it right
now
here.
Noors had 12 kills in round 3, right? 10 kills, right? Now it's round 11, and he has 13 kills.
With a minute 15 seconds
Oh my god. He had an amazing start. I'm off to a shitter, bro. Yeah. He shot the bed, bro.
Lent into what is most strong right now in the game. And they've gone, yep, we're going to hold some long angles. We are going to take...
Maybe that for that round. What the fuck was he doing?
What the fuck? Like, I know he got an ace once, but like, what happened? What the fuck? What happened, brother? What happened to this guy, bro?
Everyone's dropped off that top floor. Dark's still left droning around there to figure out just exactly what's going on. You can see his drone.
MJR is at 15 and 7. Yeah, that part of it went up.
He is, in fact, on his own up here. Dark not really in too much of a position to be taking multiple engagements either. And a severe lack of any sort of soft breach, not even as much as a breaching charge available for Dark on that Nomad. Instead, it's just going to be a barrel down white.
Use that 1B as much as you can. The 3 guns opposite them will hit like a truck. Kino around the corner as well. Just one bullet, all that's necessary, more than sufficient. But Dark still takes down Newers. It's an immediate trade. Can Nux find it? Gets the pre-fire. NJR with 10 seconds remaining. 15 kills, but if Nux can find it, if he can find it, Dark Zero buckle down, lock in for round 12, and after one timeout, find themselves in the promotion.
NJR didn't need much of an invitation there to pick up that final kill. It was a mere glimpse that he got flashing across the monitor, but that's all it took. Newers, of course, the MVP in the series, kind of overshadowed by NJR's consistent contribution throughout.
Our 6 schedule looking like.
Easier going to advance now.
Look at it.
We're going to hit a break. We'll be back right after this.
Who's next? Oh, G2 plays next for their promotion game, Chris.
Good for them, bro.
And then there's a game tomorrow for promotions, all promotion games. Then there's 13 for last promotion elimination, and these are gonna be What are you humming about, man?
I'm listening to music because
they can be happy. See, man.
Like, who got your legs? Yeah, who got your legs kicking like that? And we were selling flowers yesterday, bro.
Robin?
We were selling right yesterday.
Yeah.
What's it called? Javier, because we also had Javier as well helping. We put him in a stall. I kid you not. I think by himself, he sold like 3 bands worth of flowers.
Deadass?
I'm not even joking.
Shit. I mean, but yeah, the thing is,
Cause
when you're selling, you need to have charisma, bro. If you have charisma,
Pardon?
bro, if you have like the charisma, you're gonna be able to sell. You know what I mean?
And what's it called? Because we would always have to be stocking him up, bro.
Yeah.
Like when I wasn't doing deliveries, I would be fucking going over there to stock him up. I was like, brother.
Well, it was a crazy start to Cafe, but by the end of those couple rounds, while Los mounted a good comeback, it was Dark Zero winning round 12 with just some pretty normal siege and some pretty normal bottom on Cafe.
It was good though, wasn't it? You know, we saw some